Welcome back to another episode of Stay on Target. I'm your host, Dustin. Thanks for tuning in with us tonight. We're ready to talk about this show. Man, was it a fun one. We're going to get into it, but before we do, let's get past the booby traps and get to the rundown. We've got Question of the Week, Skeleton Crew, Episode 5, non-spoiler and spoiler review, plus a pirate game where we be learning things and having fun along the way. So let's catch up with the crew. Tonight's crew, we got with us, to my right and to my left, the infamous Darth Vader. What's up, Vades? Looking good. Oh, he is ready for 2025. Asthmatically breathing into 2025 again. That's what Vades does. But he's excited. I can see it in his eyes, in his cold, dead eyes.
Wow.
And next to me on my left, we have Battery, which I will say did, oh man, so good. He did a fantastic job in, 'twas the night before Gonkmas. If you haven't checked that out, we'd highly recommend it. Gonk is one of the stars of that, really. And that was a fun time, definitely a collaboration video here, and we hope you guys enjoyed it. We see a decent amount of people, decent amount of you watched the episode, and we hope you had fun with it. We had a blast. And speaking of which, right off the get-go, I also want to say, Bismo also did a Santava What If, and it was absolutely hilarious and amazing. So right off the get-go, if you haven't checked that out yet, head on over to his channel and check out the Santava What If. Fantastic storytelling there. It was very plausible, and I just enjoyed it so much. It made my heart happy, and I smiled through the whole thing. I was laughing. I even watched it with my family. My family was having a great time. They were laughing along with it. And so thank you so much, Bismo. If you haven't yet, he's a great friend of the channel. Definitely head on over, like, comment, subscribe to him. He is worth it. He's got some great, excellent videos and great takes on Star Wars. We're looking forward to having him back on the show here soon. All right, but next up, we got the one flying the ship. It is Dangerous Dan, the pistol-proof pilot.
How's it going? My fellow pilots out there, I mean, I'm honored. I'm beyond honored, in fact, to be among such great crew as was in that Bismo What If. If you haven't seen it, I'm just saying, I was a little bit blushing when I heard my name. I may have seen my face even. I was like, boo. I was like, oh, that's me. Maybe. You'll have to just go watch it because it's pretty special. But regardless, I do put the Dan in danger, and we're ready to have a good time as we close out this year.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
Dustin?
Oh, for sure. Definitely. All right. And last but definitely not least, you know her, you love her. It is the fearless fact checker who be our lovely Lassie, the Lookout.
Wow, what an introduction. I love that. How's it going?
Good.
Good.
How are you doing?
Yeah, doing good. Ready for tonight. Talk about another awesome episode. But I agree with what you guys are saying. Bismo's video was so good. I had no clue that was in the works.
Yeah.
Whereas I think he gave you guys heads up. But so when I saw it, I was like, no way. And then like every minute I was like, okay, this is awesome. It can't get any better. And then, man alive, I was just completely blown away with the whole thing, and it was so good. And then when I saw Dan, I was like, whoa, wait, how'd he get in there?
Yeah, that was awesome. I love that.
So it was
I still don't know, but it was a lot of fun being there with Mando, and I got a lot of stories to tell, but we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, you better share.
Yeah,
behind the scenes.
Yeah, some behind the scenes.
Yeah, good stuff for sure. But yeah,
Definitely.
the Gonkmas video was pretty sweet too. I was glad we got to drop that.
Yes.
Just
as
a
well.
fun.
the night.
'Twas the night before Gonkmas.
Yeah, it was a fun little treat that we did, hopefully for everybody. And Dan did an awesome job with the edit. Angela, also, or fact checker, sorry.
That's fine.
I'm great at dropping your name.
That's fine.
If they don't know by now.
I was kind of wondering, maybe going into the new year, maybe we change that. I don't know.
Maybe we might have to.
Do a poll.
We'll see. Yeah, we love the polls. We do have a poll up right now. If you haven't answered it, go
Really?
ahead and answer it now. I want to hear from you guys. We're gonna jump into that
we've
here
got some
soon.
Good answers.
But it was a fun video, and also shout out to Zarhimoto and her husband for writing that. Actually, they wrote it, so we got to give credit where credit is due. I am big into that. So they did a fantastic job. What a fun time. But speaking of Christmas, did you guys have a great Christmas? I want to hear from everybody. Speaking of which, while they're answering that, who is with us tonight? Fact checker in the chat, baby.
Well, we have an awesome crew of people hanging out. Duke was here from the beginning. Letting us know
I love Duke.
He's doing good. He
Duke.
said they're hibernating now, so
All right.
they're doing good. But had a good Christmas, it sounds like. Do you want me to read off some of their answers to the poll?
Yeah, hit me up.
Okay. So yeah, Duke said they didn't watch a Christmas movie per se, but did watch or binge watch Squid Game.
Ooh.
So I was
There you go.
wondering if that's the newest season you were saying about.
I believe I haven't checked yet. I did watch the first season, and I thought I saw that the second season was out, but I wasn't
Okay.
100% sure on
Okay,
that. You might have to
nice.
fact check me on that.
Yeah, well, hopefully Duke will let us know.
Duke will let
as
us
well.
know.
Duke will let us know, yeah.
And yeah, so great to have you here, Duke. Glad
Yes.
you had a good Christmas or good Gonkmas.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bismo, of course,
Bismo, of
is
course.
in the chat.
He's rocking the chat.
His answer was very sweet. He said he watched "'Twas the Night Before Gonkmas." So, love that.
I'm glad he enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
hopefully he said he watched. I don't know if he
Oh,
didn't
that's
say
true. He didn't
enjoyed
say
it.
he enjoyed it. Oh,
I'm sure.
Don't
He had
put
a
words
good
in his
time.
mouth.
Sorry, I'm not trying to put
kidding.
words in anybody's mouth.
just kidding. But yeah, then we've got Sonia hanging out. She said
up, Sonia?
she watched a Muppets Christmas Carol.
All right.
Absolute classic.
I've been wanting
We
to
watched-
watch that one actually.
Yep, we watched that one recently too, Sonia.
I
It's,
gotta
it
watch
was a
that one.
fun rewatch at the Christmas holiday, and then it makes you want to look up the behind the scenes and
yeah.
it's a good one.
One of the
Yeah.
best behind the scenes or things I learned about that video was that Sir Michael Caine
Yeah.
said that he was going to play this movie straight. And that's he told the director and people when he got hired on to the film, he's like, I am not going to play it as a Muppet. Like, I'm not talking to Muppets. I'm talking to real people. And he said, I'm playing it like it is like it's Juilliard or it's like a very famous or like prestigious thing. And he said, that is how I'm playing the script. And it worked out brilliantly. I think it actually worked out brilliantly. And he does such a great job carrying that whole entire film. I love that film.
Yeah.
It's definitely a classic.
It is one Hondo. The Muppets are so good at bringing fun again, which ties into the show. You could there technically are Muppets in this show. The
Yeah.
Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
So in some ways it reminds me of Skeleton Crew,
It's
reminds
true.
me of the Muppets in a lot
That's
of ways.
funny.
So
Yeah.
Well, Yoda was was Frank Oz.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's all the Muppets or half the Muppets, So
and this show is definitely capturing that magic and fun along with
definitely.
the Muppets and how they're able to play serious and also get levity in there to kind of lighten it up a little bit and have fun along the way. So
it feels practical, like very practical effects, you know what I mean?
yeah,
But
for sure.
You're talking about Skeleton Crew?
Both. I mean, both.
Or
How
you're
they
talking
cross
about-
over, but Skeleton Crew, yeah, and how they. And one of the puppets was the teak, which was the boarding boat, the dinghy that
Yeah.
took him from the ship to the pirate cave, and that was actually voiced by Sam Witwer, which is
Oh,
hilarious.
wow.
But it was an
Yeah.
actual puppet, so it was perfect.
That's awesome.
So cool.
Some fun behind the scenes stuff there.
Yeah, nice.
Learning more and more, but.
So cool. So many Easter eggs.
I also love the trend that is going on. I'm gonna let you say some more Christmas movies. It's so funny. I've seen trends lately. I don't know if you guys have seen this online, where it's like every move, people are just stopping movies in certain frames. Like I saw one where it was like it had a Christmas tree in the background. They're like, "Up, it's a Christmas movie." They're like
right.
anything Christmas in any movie in any frame, they're calling it a Christmas movie. I
Yep.
think they're kind of doing that because of Die Hard, but
It has
it's
to be.
hilarious.
Yeah. It's such a joke.
So, I mean, at this point, if you watch something and it had any element of Christmas in it,
Yeah.
that is now a Christmas movie. So
There you go, Duke.
there
Yep.
you go, Duke.
He probably
got it.
saw something.
Yeah.
Red and green.
But I'll let you get back to it.
Yeah, well, we've also got Tmerkins hanging
What's up,
out, which is so fun.
Yeah,
She
thanks
said
for being here.
a minute ago, which I told her I might need to borrow. She said, like Jod, the fact checker goes by many names.
Yes, I like
true.
that.
Although hopefully, no spoilers. Never mind. I can't say it.
Don't spoil it, not
I
yet.
won't. Okay, so yeah. And then Icy jumped in. Let's see. He had some good answers.
I like his answers.
Yeah, he said.
What's up, Icy?
He had good Christmas, got a new TV and a sound bar for it. So he's
Nice.
watching Wild Robot right now.
Oh, I heard that was good.
Yeah, I wanted to hear what
Okay.
you
Seen that
think
yet.
about it. Yeah.
Nice.
I've heard that's good.
Okay. And then, but he did also watch A Christmas Story, The Polar Express, and Elf. So lots of Christmas
Wow.
movies.
Yeah.
Got the whole,
Bring it.
all of them.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
It's the only time of year that you really have the time and the motivation to watch Christmas movies. I don't know. Who else watches Polar Express in July?
Christmas in July. Some people like
I
Christmas
guess.
in July.
What about June?
Yeah, nope, you're on your
No,
own.
yeah, it's got to be.
Which
July.
is weird though, because June is technically halfway through, right?
It is. It's much closer
I
to
don't-
halfway through.
It just doesn't roll off the tongue as well. Is that
For
why it's
some
Christmas, not
reason.
Christmas in June? Because
Yeah.
it made more sense to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Too much logic.
Too much
Much
logic.
logic.
Yeah.
He said Elf too, though. Dustin, did you watch Elf this holiday season?
You know what? I missed Elf.
haven't
I
watched
usually
Elf
watch.
either.
I usually watch
Wow.
Elf every year. I
We
caught like
watched
the
it at
last 10
Thanksgiving.
minutes. So
Did you watch it at Thanksgiving?
I don't think we did.
Oh,
Maybe you guys did?
nope.
I caught the last like
guess
10
not.
minutes of Elf
Huh.
recently.
Nice. There
so
you go.
Well,
we watched. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I did leave that as one of the options in the poll. You still hope to watch Christmas movies. To
Ooh,
me,
yes.
the holidays aren't over till after New Year's. So
Yeah.
I'm still going to enjoy some Christmas movies.
Oh yeah,
Makes
for
sense
sure.
to me.
Yeah, we're still half celebrating Christmas here for sure.
Yeah.
We're celebrating half Christmas and the New Year.
Yes, Vader's got a New Year Santa hat. We got
Yeah.
all the decorations in the background. Plus, it's the
yeah.
New Year. It's just kind of blurring together, and because of the time of because it's on a Wednesday, which is why we're here live on Friday.
Friday,
Because you
I
hadn't
know.
figured it out.
Thanks guys for tuning in Friday.
Yeah.
It's a different time. Hope you guys are doing good.
It's interesting. It's like there's like a weekend, and then a weekend in the middle, and then a weekend. Right, Dustin?
Yeah, it's weird.
That's what it feels
It's-
like.
it's-
Yeah.
Nobody
Couple-
knows what day it
it's
is anymore.
kinda-
We've just kind
How
of
many-
given up.
Yeah, how many of you out there are like, I don't even know what day it is? I guess it's Wednesday because Stay on Target's on.
That's
Yeah.
what I keep
Some people are going to
thinking.
be like, "It's Wednesday? What is happening?"
Oh my goodness! But
Funny stuff. But yeah, more good stuff coming in.
Yes.
Let's see. Duke did clarify that season 2 of Squid Game did
Yeah.
come out Christmas Day, Dustin. So
It did come out. Okay. That,
so
I
it's
was
a
wondering.
Christmas show.
It's a
It is
Christmas. It's a
There you
Christmas.
go.
It's a
dropped on
Christmas show.
Christmas.
There might be some
dear.
Christmas stuff in there. You never know.
Yeah, yeah. And Sonia said she had a good birthday, so we're happy
Awesome.
to hear
Yeah, happy
that.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, and then Bismo said he watched some of A Christmas Carol on TV.
Oh,
So,
nice.
there you go.
The
Yeah, that
original
counts.
A Christmas Carol.
Oh yes, thank
Which
you.
I think had George
Yeah.
C. Scott. If you're going way back,
Whoa.
Wow.
Deep cuts.
Good
we
name
call
drop.
him Patton. That's what I call him.
Oh, he played Patton, right?
He played a bunch of stuff, but
Yeah.
he was also on another famous movie that was filmed somewhat near where we live,
Wow.
like in his first role ever.
Oh, wow. I don't know what you're talking
Fun
about.
facts that
but-
nobody cares about, but
But
if,
you
if
know
it's
it,
the
Dan.
original, then it's George C. Scott, and it's pretty intense. It's a pretty
Nice.
intense film. It's kind of scary, actually.
Wow.
Oh dear.
So not for children. No, it is for children, but it's not for children.
It is, but not.
Yeah.
Depending on what age.
You know, who was the guy that wrote those stories?
I don't know.
Christmas Carol.
Oh, well,
Now you're going deep.
He was, these writers. You know.
Yeah.
Oh,
they-
you mean? Oh, yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah, we should all know this.
Yeah, we
it's
should all
Charles
know.
Dickens.
Charles
Yeah.
Dickens.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's famous, but it's like adult. Like he was writing
Charles
it for adult
Dickens.
as a referendum on society at the time, and and then
He
here
had
we
some
are.
deep conversations he was having with that.
We're watching the Muppet version, and it's still reflective of the times.
And some of the best Christmas movies, I feel like in general, is you're learning something
Yeah.
along the way, and it's teaching you something. And that's
Yeah.
I think that's why A Christmas Carol has stood the test of time, because it resonates with all of us, and even still to this day, from back then to now, it's timeless.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Any
yeah.
other movies before we move
Yes.
on?
Look, let's see. Tmerkin said she's still watching Christmas movies and listening to Christmas music. It's the 12 Days of Christmas for her. So
There you go. That's what I
Nice.
say.
right there with you.
Yes.
Sonia. Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, not Christmas movies, but Icy said he hit 200 subscribers recently. So
Oh,
congrats,
congrats on that. I
Congrats,
see.
man. That's
Brilliant.
awesome.
That's amazing.
That's
keep,
awesome.
Keep putting out those videos.
Yeah,
They're
keep
good.
working it.
Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yep. You get to 300. I think you can get potentially monetized now, or 500.
I think it's 5 now.
Okay.
I don't know.
But
They've
you're
changed
almost
it.
halfway there, dude.
For us, it was 1,000. And
For
then
us, it
they
was
brought it back down.
22,000.
Yeah.
As soon as we got it, they're like, all right, now we'll never make
Nah.
anybody do that. That was painful to watch.
They're like, look, guys, they're celebrating at like 100. Let's
Let's make it easier for the next
let's give them a bone here.
Yeah, it's too tough for some people.
It was tough
Oh,
for
man.
sure. So keep up the good work.
But yeah, no,
Icy.
it was crazy. It's crazy how fast it can go too. So
Yeah,
keep up the good
definitely.
work. Keep working hard. It feels like just yesterday we were at 200. So
Yeah, pretty much. And then Carla, good to see you. She jumped in. She said she has watched a lot of Christmas movies and I enjoyed every one of them. I saw Red One on Christmas Day. The new Christmas
yeah.
movie.
Oh, nice. With the guy.
Dwayne
Rock.
the Rock Johnson.
Yeah, and then
Captain
Chris
America.
Evans.
Chris
yeah.
Evans. That's
Lucy
right.
Liu.
And wasn't it the other guy too? Or
Yes.
Yeah. J.K. Simmons.
J.K.
Thank you.
Simmons?
I always
Yeah.
forget his name.
Second time being Santa, by the
That's
way.
And
right.
we watched both of those movies actually on
You watched
Christmas
Claus?
Day. Yeah, we did.
Claus.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's the one I was gonna say. I made sure because it's my daughter's favorite Christmas movie.
Really?
Is Claus,
Wow.
and my oldest daughter, and I really love that movie. That movie is probably one of the best Christmas movies that I've seen in a long time, and it has heartwarming story to it. It's got levity. The animation harkens back to that classic 90s animation that looks so good, and they had like a different style to it. But I absolutely loved it, and J.K. Simmons did an amazing job in it. It's like Emperor's New Groove meets meets Santa in some ways. It's an interesting twist.
It was.
But it's so heartwarming and kind of sad, but also
Yeah.
really it captures the spirit of Christmas in a lot of ways.
Does it though?
Well, kind of.
I
but
had a gripe with it.
You have a gripe? Oh my goodness, what's the gripe?
Because it's all about the post office making money.
We already give the post office enough money as it is, Dustin. Think of the price
Wow.
of the stamps.
Well, that was his goal, was
yeah,
to make money,
okay.
and then he developed Christmas, so it was all about the
But then
dineros.
Profits.
No,
Yep.
no, you're missing the point.
The point is Claus.
Yeah, no,
I saw it once, but it's been a while.
No,
it's such a
it
good
was-
movie.
I
it
like
was-
the
it
animation.
was a
I know.
good
I thought
movie.
about that too. It does kind of go against like
It was
the
a
whole
little
commercialism
ironic.
of
Yes, thank you. That's the
like a
word.
lot of Christmas movies are against
Oh.
commercialism,
And
which
this
is
one it's-
is fair. Which and then
Yeah.
this one it's all about like mailing and getting something. But
disagree because, there's like Jingle All the Way. I don't disagree with the fact that, but
put that
commercialism.
cookie down now.
Jingle All the Way is the ultimate, like, commercialism.
That's
Like
true.
the whole movie.
Yes.
You know, and then we actually watched both Home Alone movies, and that brought us back. But that's for us, that's one of the classics. Of course, that's when we were children, and we watched it, and we love those movies.
They're
but
so good.
Hadn't seen them in a while. You watch them every 7 years or whatever. You have kind of a different view, and they still hold up.
Maybe
they
the
still hold up.
Goonies.
What I learned is no, not the Goonies,
We're
but
gonna watch it, Dan.
but what I learned is that the dad is a loser, and
Wow.
he messed
Hot
up
take.
both of the movies. He's the reason that they failed both times.
They were ahead of their times.
They were ahead of their times. It was like Disney, early Disney.
Yeah.
They were doing it back then even. But no, I'm saying
Yep.
the dad, I'm like, dude, he did it. You guys realize that?
I haven't
He's
seen the movies in like years.
He's
so
the one
I
that
need to watch
threw
them
away
again.
the ticket in the trash when they had the Coke spill on the table.
Spoilers.
And then he's the one that unplugged the clocks so that the alarm didn't go off the next
Yeah,
morning, which
yeah.
again set off the lateness
Chain
and the
reaction.
running in the thing, and you
Yeah.
get from the second one. But it's of course they're extremely violent, but they're hilarious. And then how could you not like Marv, who we've used a lot on
Yes.
this as shorts, and
So iconic.
Joe Pesci in that role. But it does have a heartwarming. They both have their own heartwarming underlying story running through it. Like those extra characters that they meet, not necessarily Kevin and the family. You could argue that both the parents are horrible,
Yeah.
and the kid is actually horrible, but he kind of gets away with it. And Buzz is horrible, But the pigeon lady and then the neighbor guy, the shovel man, both have interesting storylines, and of course you got the best music of all,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The best part of those movies, really,
Johnny Dubs.
Johnny Dubs. He's always getting the dubs in those movies.
He is. He just anchors. He brings it all home.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. But Sony said, I haven't seen Wild Robot, but my little brother David did. Brilliant.
I gotta watch that. I've heard it's fantastic. It's
He
been
asked
on a
us
few
what our
people's
thoughts are. Yeah, we haven't seen it.
It's been on a few people's top 10 movies of the year.
Nice.
And I knew it was going to be good, and I've been wanting to watch it. I just never got a chance to. So
Yeah.
All right.
because that's DreamWorks, right?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, sounds right.
DreamWorks is they're
pretty good.
For me.
Doing.
DreamWorks, I look forward to more DreamWorks movies than I do any Disney movies now.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of movies,
Animation.
Sonia did ask earlier, have we watched Phantom of the Opera yet?
Yeah, I can't yell at Dan too much because no, I have not had a
Yeah,
chance to watch
and so
at Phantom of the Opera.
You need to watch that, and Dustin needs to watch Goonies, and this is going to be like live watch-alongs or something.
No, Dan's gonna watch Goonies, and he's got to watch.
Yeah, at the same time.
You said the
Dan's
other
in
way.
one room, I'll be in the other room.
I'll be in the other room, not watching it, and you'll be in
We'll
this
just
room.
switch halfway through
Yeah, right.
and have a lot more fun.
All right, but you
No.
got to get it on the books.
That's right. We got to
That's
get it
true.
on the
Maybe
books.
maybe members only if we can.
Yeah,
We'll see.
That'd be fun.
All right, cool. Well, we got lots to talk about still, so we got to move on. But thank you everybody for tuning in with us tonight. We got lots to talk about, so let's jump into it. But before we do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your frenemies about us, so we can continue to grow this wonderful community together. Because with all of us together, we make Star Wars.
Butter. We were
There
all
you go.
wondering.
Just next time, switch to gonk, and he just says
Yeah,
gonk.
it's just
There you
gone. That's a better idea.
We'll do that next time. Everybody forget I said that.
Nice. I think that was my first time saying it.
Good job.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
New achievement unlocked.
New achievement unlocked. Ding.
She goes by many names. New achievement is the next. That's what we're going to call her the rest.
Oh, man.
Yes. All right. Well, let's get into question of the week, which we basically just did a question of the week, but we're going to hit this one real fast and hit the ground running. It ties into things. Question of the week. I don't know if you.
Can you speak Bocce?
Of course I can, sir. It's like a second language to me. I'm a
All right,
spirit.
shut up. I'll take this.
Shut up, sir.
Luke!
Would you hunt for pirate treasure if you knew where you could find some? All right? That means in real life. This is real life, people. If you knew where you could find some pirate treasure, would you go and hunt it even if there might be booby traps as well? So you got to think about the danger element to reward element. What are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking on this one? I thought this was a fun one. Ties into the episode a little bit today. No spoilers. But yeah, let's hit Danny. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. Would I go
Pirate.
hunting?
Pistol proof. Well, you're pistol proof.
I'm
so.
pistol proof. Yeah, no, I'm gonna get my. By George, I'm gonna get my treasure, and you're not gonna stop me.
Would you actually go with all your other responsibilities and everything else going on in the world? Would you actually go and hunt for that pirate treasure?
If I knew where it was.
Yeah, but there's not a guarantee that's going to be there, but you knew there possibly could be some there.
Yeah, I would be.
It's like the best lead you could have.
Yeah, I would take the chance. I think I like history, and buried treasure usually equals history.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
so
That is really true.
I like relics. I like Indiana Jones. Is Indiana Jones going to be there with me?
You get to pick one person to go with you, but it's only in real life,
It's only in real life. Oh, so
not a fictional character.
yeah. So I'll find somebody to come with me. Probably Skylark, but because she'll actually find the
That
thing.
makes
I'll get
sense.
distracted, but
Good choice.
Yeah.
You chose wisely.
wisely. Yeah, but no,
Speaking
I
of
would.
Indiana
It'd be
Jones.
fun. I'd love to hang out and go dig with a metal detector and dig up some dirt. And if it's at the bottom of the ocean, is it the bottom of the ocean?
I don't know. I
don't know either.
It depends. Well, would that change your opinion?
Nah, I mean, I would be less likely to go if it were at the bottom of the ocean and I had to do a whole James Cameron thing, go down in a little submarine and or dive down 6,000 feet. I mean, you can only dive down so far and stay down there so long
True.
without
Imploding.
turning into shark bait.
Shark bait. Ooh, ha ha.
Yeah. So, but 100%, I would take my pistol and I would go and I would find that treasure
Nope.
in real life.
Ain't nobody stopping you,
But
boy.
I would be excited because I could probably buy some really cool tech. Like I'd get a nice
Yeah.
metal detector. I have my headphones. I'm like walking around.
Yeah.
And mostly the history of it,
Yeah.
though. The
Well, they-
history of it.
And the history, yeah.
Yeah.
that is what would drive it for me.
Not the
because-
monetary value that possibly coincides
Nope,
with it. with
actually
your
wouldn't
name.
be because I probably wouldn't sell it once I found it.
You'd
I
keep
would just
it.
hang on to
You'd
it.
hoard it, and you'd put it in your own. You just reset all the booby traps.
They would say that belongs in a museum, and I would just laugh.
It belongs in a museum.
I'd be the guy on the
So
ship.
do you.
So do you. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I guess I'm the guy on the ship punching Indiana Jones.
Oh, no.
Turns out I need help. But
Skylar
What about-
said she'll go with you if you protect her.
yes, I'll definitely protect you. I'll walk into the booby trap. There he goes. It was a fun trip until he didn't make it.
Wow, I don't think she was looking for that. But
You were like a hot dog. But hey, protection has many different forms. So at least she didn't go first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know, I
Like,
see what you're saying, but-
Sacrificed.
That was good.
It was a good, yeah.
As long as we find the thing.
If it, you're being the man in that situation. Yeah.
Wow.
Why don't you just disarm the booby trap?
Well, remember
you go.
in Raiders of the Lost Ark when the other guy goes first.
Oh, yeah.
Alfred Molina
you go first.
didn't work very well.
That's true.
Yeah,
Good
but
point.
it would be a fun trip. What about you guys?
Fact checker, let's hit you next. Would you go for pirate treasure?
Yeah, absolutely.
With everything going on in your life right now,
Yeah.
RL,
If I knew like you said a minute ago, the history of it, just the uniqueness of something being so old and maybe, not seen in hundreds of years. That would just be amazing. I'm actually really enjoying metal detecting videos lately too. So
I was going to say, wait, you've been metal detecting? I'm glad you threw on the videos there at the end. I was like, you haven't even invited me once. When the crap did you get a metal detector?
Bless you. No, I'm not doing that, but I'm watching videos and it's just really cool what they can find. And you just picture yourself, digging a hole because you know that there's treasure there.
Yeah.
And, or going on an adventure. It's absolutely worth it.
I'm going on
no
an
matter
adventure.
the expense or danger.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would do it.
Nice. Well, you like to adventure. We know
Yeah.
you like to. You were on an adventure like a week ago.
Was I?
Well, while we were streaming, we were talking to you while you were
a couple weeks ago.
whilst you
Oh.
were on an adventure.
Oh, that's true. Yes, I was.
Whilst you were on an adventure.
right. So, for all we know, you were actually out there finding treasure.
She actually already found it.
So she actually already
She's
found
like,
it.
done
Turns
and
out-
over with, baby.
I buried it in my
Reburied it. She
Yeah.
set the booby traps for Dan.
There you go.
You go first, Dan.
Yeah,
I'm just-
I stepped right on it.
yeah. Who are you taking with you?
Oh, a real person you said?
Yeah, you have to take somebody RL.
Oh man. It'd be someone handsome probably.
Thank you. I knew it was going to be
Oh,
me.
okay. Well, I don't know. You're pretty busy.
Wow, thanks. Right under the bus there. Am I feeling the love?
No, I don't know. Some actor that's.
Not.
What's
well,
his face?
This is real life, by the way. It's like you
Oh.
have to contact them.
Well,
Get them.
yeah, they might go.
If they knew that she knew where treasure
Yeah.
was,
That's true. Actually, you got a good point.
what would you take, like Mike Rowe or something?
No,
Dirtiest
I was
jobs.
thinking.
You could send him first.
Yeah, that's true. He's
pretty practical.
The survival guy.
Bear Grylls?
Yeah.
Oh, there you
Ooh,
go.
yeah.
He would protect me, and he would be really fun and have a great accent.
And he's good on camera. So if you
Yeah.
filmed it, that's
Yeah.
a great point. That is a really good choice.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like
that's,
it.
that's a good
Pismo
idea.
said fact checker is so predictable.
Pismo knows, baby.
Oh,
Pismo
my goodness.
always knows.
All right, Dustin.
Yeah,
I'm
Dustin
going
likes
all
well.
in. I want an adventure as well, something to get me out of the status quo. If I could go and hunt treasure for a living, I would absolutely do that, regardless of the danger. I mean, I'd be careful. Obviously, I'm Mr. Safety in a lot of ways.
That's true.
But yeah, that'd be so much fun. I would absolutely love that. Even if it was in the ocean, I'm totally fine with that. I enjoy the water, so anything to do with that, yeah, I'm all in. And who I would take with me?
Yeah, who would you take, Dustin?
Yeah,
The library. I'd take the librarian, obviously.
Aw, good
Yeah.
pick. Good pick.
If she'd want to go.
Oh, she would.
I mean, she
is-
would, yeah. She
she'd-
would.
She'd be.
We'd have to have somebody watch the little
I could watch them.
Padawans.
Can I
Yeah.
get a piece of the treasure for babysitting?
Sure. Sure. Yeah, no, I'd take her with me because she would know all the books to get there. Librarian. Sorry, that was bad. All right. What's everybody saying in the chat, though? I know you threw up a poll for that. Are they in or are they out?
Yeah.
Are you in with us or are you out? You
dear.
hunting treasure with us? Or are you out?
What Samarkand says, I love archaeology, so yeah, I go dig up treasure.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, best answer
dig?
for sure.
How many of you have actually dug up dirt before?
Any dirt anywhere?
Anywhere?
Everybody raise your hand.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You mean literal dirt or
Yeah.
like dirt on someone?
Are you?
Don't like dirt.
Oh,
now,
wow, now it's getting-
let's say
Fact
that,
checker, watch out.
that treasure is like 20 feet underground. and you have to dig 20 feet down.
That poses a lot of dangers, actually, because you got to make sure cave-ins are a serious thing, and you need to be careful about that. You need to make sure the piles are at least 3 feet away from the edge.
It takes smarts, but that's a lot of dirt to move with your hands.
It's a lot of dirt, yeah.
You want to get an excavator, so maybe you should
That's
bring
what I was
along
thinking.
someone with some heavy machinery.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But, I digress.
Librarian, you're out. I got to bring someone who's got... No, I'm just joking.
Bring a wild robot.
A wild robot. Yeah, they can
Yeah, there
dig.
you go.
Just a bunch of dogs. Dig here. Dig,
There you
dig,
go.
dig.
Actually, that's a great idea. Yeah.
I
not
had
very
a few of your kids or your Padawans dig some treasure.
They do. They would
So-
absolutely enjoy
Yeah,
that.
that was their own treasure.
It's
hunt.
easier to dig in snow.
That was awesome.
Well, no, that was dirt.
Oh. No, but I know. But it's easier to dig in snow, isn't it?
You mean dig snow, or
It would be colder.
Dig in the snow?
Do you mean digging snow or digging dirt that's snow covered?
I
Because
don't
you got to
know.
go through the snow, and if it's
Depends.
too cold, the
What
ground
if
is
it's-
frozen. It's hard to get
What
through
if
the
it's
ground.
buried up north, like
In the North Pole,
I don't know. Where was
Alaska,
Antarctica?
Antarctica?
Where was the dude Captain America buried?
Oh, yeah, I think like Antarctica.
They didn't go that far down. I mean, it was like 10 feet. They push some snow out of the way. Blah blah blah.
No, I think he was like 50 feet down.
Was he?
I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
I don't remember.
Well, I'm not
Fact
digging
check.
that far.
I don't, he's dead to me.
Dead to me.
All right, we found him, but I ain't digging that far
No,
now.
somebody else. I'll tell fact checker and Bear Grylls where they are.
Well, Mrs. Manrique just jumped in and said, "No, it's cursed."
Oh, yeah, that could be. You never know. The curse of the Black Pearl.
You gotta be
It's
careful.
true. Yeah.
But Iñaki said, "Hey, everyone, Merry Christmas."
Yeah. What's up, Iñaki?
Merry
What's
Christmas,
up,
Iñaki
Mr.
from the
Manrique?
future.
Yeah, and Ellie also jumped in, said, "I have once attempted to dig a hole through the earth." I mean, what kid hasn't tried
Wow.
that, especially at the beach? You know,
That's
you
true.
can dig and
Yes.
dig and dig in a beach.
You can find things on beaches too. Digging in sand. What would you rather dig? Sand, dirt, or snow?
If it's just snow, snow.
If it's just snow, snow.
Yes.
As long as it's not ice. As
not,
long as it's not
if I
dirt
don't have
under
to
the
go
snow.
through the frozen dirt
tundra.
underneath.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's hard to dig through ice and frozen
Because
tundra.
the nice thing about snow is it's not going to cave in on you as much because if it's frozen, because some people build igloos. They also build like snow forts underground.
Yeah.
Whereas, sand and dirt, sand's always going to keep coming down. I think that would be the worst. And then dirt is a bit unpredictable as well. You can't really make the same kind of fort situation going on.
Yeah,
for igloos,
especially
so.
depending on what kind of dirt it is, right?
Yeah.
Like red clay dirt.
Oh,
that's
clay
kinda-
would be terrible. Are you kidding? That would be the worst.
That's what we
to get
grew up
through.
digging through practically.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And then we traded it in for a bunch of white fluffy stuff.
Yep, we did. Hoth. We moved to Hoth.
But that's funny. That's fun. It would be fun to find something. Have any of you found anything cool?
Yeah, let us know if you found any treasure. We'd love to hear from you. And while you're telling us that, we need to keep on moving because we got a fantastic episode to get to tonight. And I am pumped and excited to talk to you about it. All right, let's jump into it. So we're going to jump into Skeleton Crew Episode 3. Non-spoilers. We got to do non-spoilers first. I know it's tough for everybody. It's tough for us as well here. But we're going to run through a couple of things. We're going to hit up some pros and cons, baby. Pros and cons.
I don't have a stinger, so
Oh, sorry. Pros and cons.
I can give you this.
No, that's totally fine.
That was the stinger.
That was perfect. Couldn't have heard anything better myself.
Pros and cons.
Pros and cons, people. All right, hit me with
or
some
prawns.
pros. Prawns, yeah, or prawns.
Pro KG just jumped in and said, "Hey, y'all."
What's up,
that's a
KG?
pro. That's definitely a pro.
Yeah.
She's a pro.
She's a pro. You could go pro.
Have you ever dug in the dirt and found any treasure, KG? That's all.
That's
we need
how
to
this
know.
episode is starting.
If so,
We've gone
you
through
are a
Christmas,
pro.
dirt, treasure.
It's
and we
all
just
the
now get into
things.
the show.
We didn't even ask him what they got for Christmas.
We
yet,
didn't.
Dustin.
We will ask afterwards.
Okay.
I will hear from everybody after we get through all this. What
Yes,
everybody
that's
got.
a good idea.
All right, but hit me with some pros. Hit me with your best.
I
pros.
liked the. I think we can all agree the length of this episode.
Aye, Captain.
It's a non-spoiler. It's a non-spoiler way, KG, and I liked how long it was. It felt like a great length for a proper TV show. If there was commercials like old school, it probably would have been an hour runtime. But the length that it just felt just right. We had just enough time with them, and then it still ended, and I wanted more. So, how do they manage it? That just is a good sign that it's a great show.
I completely agree with you. That timing on that, it definitely gave it enough time to develop, get into the world.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which was so much fun. I think that was probably one of my favorite parts, was just like I actually got into the world. Like I was able to, it helped me escape from my life, from RL, from real life, and get into it. And I had so much fun with it. But
Totally.
yeah, so I completely agree with you. I'll say another one here. It was just overall fun. I had a lot of fun with this episode. I know we've said that before, but for me, a non-spoiler pro, it was such a blast going through this. What about you, fact checker? Hit me with another pro.
Yeah, pros. Well, we got a few more answers, which is always interesting, but yet not enough answers. So
They're playing it nicely.
You're still hooked.
They're
Yep.
finding a balance.
'Cause
We're
you wanna
fifth
see what
episode
comes
in,
next.
and that's kind of what we talked about a little bit
Yeah.
last week. Was they do need to start giving us some answers, and
Yeah.
they are doing it in I think a very eloquent way, and timing it out right. That's the thing. Timing is everything, Gary.
Yeah, and I liked that some characters, I'd say, stepped up a bit. And yeah, there's a lot of Easter eggs in this one too, I think. So
There
that
are
was
a
kinda
lot.
cool.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, cool.
Well, there's a lot going
I
on.
only saw a few, but yeah.
There's a lot
Oh,
going
I
on.
mean, yeah. There's some big Easter eggs.
There was good action. Did you already say that?
No. No, you can say that for
Sorry,
sure.
no, you guys go ahead.
You already said it, so we can't say it
We
now.
can't say it now.
Sorry, I took your answer.
There
Okay,
was.
you guys go.
We
you're
second that
good.
motion.
guys were just
Anybody
quiet.
disagree? Say aye.
Say aye or say nay.
I don't know.
Lend me your ears. All right.
I don't have ears. These are my ears.
These are you're a Twillick. You have cones.
Yeah, that's right.
Twillick men have cones
Do they?
instead of actual ears. It's weird. I don't understand.
Isn't that part of the ear anatomy? Aren't there cones in there somewhere?
Cones are in your eyes, I thought.
Sure there are.
I don't know.
I just want
Where are
an
we?
ice cream cone now.
What's everybody's favorite ice cream?
No, stop. Keep focused.
Okay, sorry.
No, but it was good action. It had good pacing.
Yes.
It felt like there was a time, like,
Yeah.
well, there's always, the best things, there's always something, we got to hurry and get this thing done,
Yeah.
because if we don't, then somebody's going to catch up. Sometimes if you
Yeah.
don't have that urgency, then you just kind of take your dawdling little time, and you have to, so they forced
Yeah.
a sense of urgency, and then there genuinely was a sense of urgency pretty much in every scene.
Yeah.
And so I thought that felt right.
Jude Law in this, no spoilers, but Jude Law in this episode was the most Jude Law of this entire show so far. And I mean that in the best way possible. He did such a good job in this episode. I was just having so much fun watching his mannerisms, the way he dealt with certain situations and the kids. It was hilarious. And sometimes whenever Jude Law gets worked up in certain things, it's just funny.
Yeah.
And anytime him and SM33 are together,
Yeah.
their comedic timing between those two is impeccable. And so that was a huge standout for me. And SM33 in general was fantastic in this episode for multiple reasons. One of the best comedic timing moments was with SM33, and we'll go into that in
Interesting.
spoilers.
I did like what they did with SM33 in this, carrying over from the last episode and some of our predictions.
Yes.
I think we were wrong, pleasantly wrong, in a way, in a small
Right.
way.
Yeah.
It was a small prediction, but yeah, I liked that the story still progressed, which I'm sure you already said.
No, you're absolutely right. There was no filler. This is not, again,
Yeah.
it's not filler. We're moving the story ahead. We're getting good timing.
Indeed.
Good foreshadowing. There's a lot of foreshadowing that actually happens in this episode. And I'd say the last, for me, not last, actually, there's a few other things. I'll just hit them real. There were some serious tones, but there were some innocent and fun tones at the same time that I didn't think would work, but they made it work in a way that I was pleasantly surprised on how they handled it, especially watching some of the trailers. I wasn't sure how one of the scenes was going to go, but they played it so fun to me. I liked how they did it. But the CGI is absolutely fantastic. Again, I cannot say that enough. It looks like a movie. Like this is definitely way better, I think, than most any other show we've seen, other than maybe The Mandalorian. But it looks fantastic. It inspired my imagination. That was the other thing. I was having fun with it. Inspired my imagination. It felt like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Goonies mixed, and it was just great. It was great to be in it. Nothing took me out of it. That was the other thing. Nothing really took me out of the experience I was having, and I just had fun going on this adventure.
Nice.
So
Tamerkins had a great point. I know you just commented that, Dan, that she was worried during the first few minutes that it would be a filler episode, but she said, you're right, it wasn't.
And I'm curious, Dan, on that. We'll get to it in spoilers. We're about to get there. How they played that beginning sequence. I don't want to give anything away, but I feel like they're making a little bit of a
That's what I was
turn.
saying. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
So okay, that's what you were saying. I
Yes.
didn't catch that.
No, that's fine.
It was both Tamerkins and I were a little bit concerned with the first few minutes.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I know that
was this the episode that they do the thing? And I was like, no. I remember last time saying that this theme was booby traps. That's what the director had said.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
had
remember
to.
that.
I had faith
Oh, wow.
in the director. And then I remember the next episode is going to be the one that was like friendship or something like that.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, 'cause
woohoo!
That
Looking
makes
forward
sense.
to that one.
That makes sense.
It does
And
make
Jack
sense.
Schreier is the one who directed this episode.
Well, he did a great
did.
Schreiering job.
Schreiering
It's
job.
an adjective now.
It's an adjective. But I had a sneak peek because you guys watched it before me and you guys said you really liked it. So I'm like, okay, stick it out. Wasn't sure where it was going, but I knew it was going to get better.
I didn't even mind that
Not
first
that-
part.
no, I didn't mind
No,
it either, but
actually,
I
I
knew it was
didn't
going to
either.
be something.
Yeah,
epic.
a little bit more
Yep.
substantial.
Yeah.
Yep. It did. It just was amazing. That's again a payoff of the time that they had to develop.
Yeah.
Like a real movie. Like you said, it looks like a movie. It had the pacing of a movie,
Mm-hmm.
and then it left you like halfway. You're like, okay, intermission. Go get some popcorn. Come back and see the finale in 10 minutes. That's that's how it felt. I'm like, oh man, I wanted more. Now that we just found
Yes.
out what the turn was and where we're going, so it's exciting, and I give it a pass on that first 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're going to get to that in spoilers. What did you think about the music? Because I actually noticed the music. When I noticed the music and the way they did it in this, I thought for sure you would really like it because I thought that really helped with a lot of the scenes. There was some, like, especially with the tone of the feeling fun, adventurous element, there were certain musical cues that happened along the way that I actually noticed and was like, that was a nice touch. Like that played that scene so much better and made it feel so much more like a movie versus just a show. I don't know if you noticed that as much, Dan. There's maybe a kind of a specific spot that I'm thinking of. I don't know if it stood out to everyone else, but
Yeah, no, I did notice the music. Yeah, I felt like it had some Indiana Jones vibes in the music.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's a common theme for me in this episode. But yeah, for sure, the music was solid. It was another win for... I can't remember his name. For Wim. The guy's son. It's
Wim. It's Wim.
No, it's the guy's son who did like Rogue One.
Oh, sorry.
The composer guy.
It's like it's Wim. Wim
I can't
is
remember
his
his
name. In the
name.
show.
Somebody
I
tell me
know.
the composer's name. But
I
he
know what
did
you're talking about, but I forget his name as well.
For this show?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I
he did a
wasn't-
super good job on this episode again. And I think I remember during Ahsoka where they're like, we're going to release episode 5 in the theaters. And your heads are going to be blown because you're going to see something that you never thought you'd see. Well, episode 5 of Ahsoka was Anakin showed up. Remember that in the whole turn? So I think they did the same
Live
thing.
action Clone Wars.
This wasn't a theater moment, but they knew that people would watch this one during the Christmas break.
Right.
So
that's
Yeah.
a
There
good
was a
point.
higher
True.
percentage of people being together around the TV, not having
true.
anything to do. Oh, let's turn on the latest thing. If I've watched to this point, if not, I'm going to binge it up until that point.
Yeah.
And leave
Right.
them on a positive note. And it's definitely bingeable. And I think that's maybe it just worked. I don't know how they timed it out like that, but it just worked.
Yeah.
Definitely. The composer is Mick Giacchino.
Yeah.
Who's the son of Michael
Michael.
Giacchino, who composed Rogue One.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what Dan.
That's
yeah.
so funny.
Yep.
Oh, you knew that part. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just
yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
remember
no.
his name, but yeah, no, thank
Yep,
you for
exactly.
Giacchino.
That's cool. That's awesome. Thank you, fact checker.
I didn't know
checking
that-
those facts.
Again, that
Try.
his son did it, but it just makes sense.
Just
John
makes
Williams' son
common sense.
doesn't do it. So there's that.
I know that's a bummer,
Yeah, that is a bummer.
but I mean, hey,
That's a big
each their own.
legacy.
That is a big legacy.
Ooh,
In
that'd
some
be a
ways,
lot of pressure.
to like maybe
Yeah.
carve out your own because that's some
probably
big boots.
best.
Let's hit some cons though before we rate it. We got to move on because I want to talk about spoilers.
I need to put ratings. Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah,
No,
put your
Starting
ratings
the
in.
poll.
Starting the poll, people.
It's
All right,
coming, it's
and
coming.
so now were there any cons? Because I actually had kind of a tough time. I had maybe one, but in this situation, it's more nitpicks than anything. I'd say there was some side characters in this that were a little bit more bumbling to me, and they didn't quite play it as serious as I thought they could have, and it was a little too convenient. That's one thing, but again, it's more of a nitpick than it is a con. And there was one other plot point in some ways that I feel like they just threw to the wayside after like the first couple minutes of something, and we'll talk about it more in spoilers. Those are really the only two things that I felt were like cons in this, but they were more nitpicks. What about you, Dan?
Yeah, I didn't really have any cons in watching it. I think there was a little bit of some conveniences maybe.
Yeah.
There was a lot of, maybe there was a few Earth-like references in this one again.
Yeah, I could see that.
With the planet, but it didn't bother me. So again, it's just stupid nitpicks. I can't rip this thing apart because it's so good for me. It's been so much fun watching it. Mm-hmm. But it's not perfect. But you'll see. I'll give my rating and we'll go from there.
All right, sounds good. What about you, fact checker? Any cons?
Yeah, there was a few scenes I was like, that's a little cheesy.
Okay.
But then I'm like, no, it's made for kids, or kind of partially. Whatever.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because there's still some brutal stuff.
Yeah,
they didn't
right.
show it, but
Well,
like,
kind of in some ways. Yeah, but
yeah, that's true. Wow, forgot about that. But dang it, I've tried to block it.
Yeah. That's the genius of this show, though, is like everybody who may want to rip the show apart in some ways.
Yeah.
You're like, it's a kid's show in some ways.
So
it's like
find an answer to it.
Yeah, so
pretty much.
you give it that pass, which is also the genius of making it that way, because it's like, well, why are you ripping it apart when it's fun and entertaining for kids, Yeah. But in general, Star Wars as a whole was a movie for kids.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it had adult overtones as well, so, and it applied to everybody. So that's why I think that's the genius, and that's the tone, and smart for them to do that. And that's why I feel like, it feels like Star Wars to me more than most other projects they put out, because it does have that element. And I think that is a key element. That's something we've talked about before in Star Wars, and one of the things you need.
And I think more than made for kids, because I've heard that thrown around with other shows as an excuse for bad writing or whatever.
Right.
I'd say more than that, it's actually made for the family. It's a family-friendly show.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, like,
other than one minor thing.
So, like, there's certain things in here, that a kid would not pick up on, that the adults pick up on. And this episode pointed those out. There was lines in here, like, what's that? And then there was another line where, like, what's that? And he's like, oh, we'll tell you when you get older. But you know what I'm saying? That's the
Right.
That's how you make family-friendly stuff in a way that's PG
Right.
or whatever.
I forgot about that part.
You think
and
about
that was funny.
like SpongeBob had those too, or
Yeah.
certain the better
Right.
family friendly shows that kids got it is funny. There's silly things, but there's also more mature things like Bugs Bunny or things of old. There's
Right.
so many for me that's the best. That's a good sign of quality.
ton of animated
family
films too do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
family.
have-
Pixar.
There's some things that like adults will get, but it'll go right over the kid's head. And not that it's anything bad necessarily. It's just, it was just the one moment in this one was they played it perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it.
the language even is like there's a couple of words here and there, but for the most part, it's on the PG. It's better language than the Goonies. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it's more PG-ish, as far as the stuff. So even that you can kind of pass with your kids.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So
I did have another con.
Yeah, what's
but
your other
this
con?
is maybe just because we don't have all the answers yet, but
James Caan.
I was disappointed in a reveal of something.
Uh-oh.
It's not really. Is that really a con though?
Yeah, because I was disappointed.
Con.
It's a personal opinion con.
Oh boy, a personal opinion con. All right, well we got to find out what that is.
Yeah.
Because that sounds interesting.
That does sound interesting. And while we find that out, let's rate this puppy so we
Yeah.
can get to talking about it,
Do it,
people.
yo.
Yeah.
All right, so let's rate it out of 7. We do out of the 7 C's.
Yep.
That's
I'm
the
going-
other side you see.
I'm going 6.5. 6.5 out of 7 for me.
That's solid, man.
It's pretty solid actually. If you round up, it's a 7. Just saying. But
That's a good point.
But it's a 6.5. It was so good.
It was really good.
Probably the best of the season so far, and it paid off on some things that they've been building to at this point as
Yeah.
well.
Mm-hmm.
While it was a side mission, it paid off. So very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Fun time.
Oh, for sure.
It's showing the quality and the continued quality through the season and through the show itself.
Bismo said, Dan, notice my score.
Oh, yeah, Bismo. Oh, I notice everything that you say.
Whoa.
Wow.
He knows when you're
Creepy.
sleeping.
I know
He
when
knows
you're
when you're
Santava too.
What did he say? What did he say?
Dan
What-
Taylor?
Oh, 6.52 out of 7. Not too shabby. That's pretty close, Bismo. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I think we're on the same virtual page. You know, I learned a lot from Mando when I was talking to him. We'll tell you about it later, but how to rate shows.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No, it's good though. What about you, fact checker? What are
Yeah.
you rating this?
So Dan, you said 6.5.
5.
Yeah, I was kind of leaning towards that too.
and
It's-
Bismo.
And Bismo, yes. But maybe I'll go 6.53 just to beat Bismo because
Whoa.
he's calling me out.
Closest
I don't even know
to the
what.
actual retail price without going over.
Wow.
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't perfect, but it's been good.
Okay, that's fair. That's totally fair. No, I
Yeah.
like that. I'm right with you guys on this, and I'll have to say, for this episode and this episode alone, I'd say probably I'm gonna go a little higher. I'm gonna go 6.75.
Whoa,
Wow,
you're-
For this episode specifically, I had so much fun with
Did
it,
you?
and it inspired my imagination, and there were so many elements, and something that especially that happened at the end. But just overall, I had such a fun experience. I watched it twice, and both times
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And there was moments that I forgot about from watching it the first time. And I saw it again, and I was like, "This was worth rewatching." That's how good it
That
was.
is cool.
So it's not perfect, but it's only nitpicks I could find, really. So it's not perfect, only nitpicks. I still am holding out because I'm hoping by the end I'll have a perfect 7. And
I'm
if
hoping
they
so
keep-
too, yeah.
They keep going this way. I think we're gonna get that perfect.
That
7.
would that mean, as Bismo said, Star Wars would be back? Is
Yeah.
Star Wars back? You just gave a 6.75
That is-
out of
yeah.
7.
Yeah.
That's pretty high.
for
If you-
this episode specifically. Now
Yeah.
the season as a whole, depending on what they do with
you're
some
still at
certain
1.5.
characters. No,
No, I think your lowest was like a 4.
no, I didn't even think I went that
Or
low.
5,
No,
yeah.
it was like
6?
maybe. I think I went into like high 5s at
Oh,
one point.
High fives.
High five. I think I went to high 5s at one point just for one element that they threw in there.
I remember that, yeah.
Like kind of, I feel like that's gonna rear its ugly head again later on in the season, and that's gonna annoy me again. But as for this episode specifically, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I
super
say
good.
6.75. So, all right, what's everybody saying in the chat? Fact checker.
Yeah,
what
where's
is everybody
poll?
rating it?
Well, we've got the poll going.
Poll!
So far, which people are still welcome to vote. We've got 58% saying 7. It's great.
Wow.
7 out
Wow.
of 7 C's, which is
7 out of the 7
I think our highest votes yet out of all the episodes.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So
Most impressive.
And 33%, what, 4 to 6? Good.
yeah, liked it. Yep.
And then, well, very few, 1 to 3 said gave it a fair. So, hey, that's fair.
Yeah, for sure.
Bisma's got a good point. He said, "Can a show finish the job, finish strong?" Ahsoka crying. Yes, they do know how to make the 5th episode good.
They do. Yeah.
That's kind of been their MO for a long
Interesting.
time.
Yeah.
As long as they don't jump to some random world now,
Yeah.
new world where
As
there's
long as they don't derail it from here, which is
Which
definitely
can be
possible.
a little concerning. I mean, yeah, KG said BDH, Bryce Dallas Howard, is next week.
yeah.
Which should
Yeah.
be good, should be very heartfelt, but is that going to lean too different from the rest of the episodes?
But with the
Depends on what she does.
But at the same time, Ron Howard being her dad and working
Yeah.
with Amblin, I believe, in the past, right? Was he ever associated with Amblin? Or at least doing movies in the 90s and 80s and stuff like that, Ron Howard.
He was friends with Spielberg at
Yeah.
least, yeah.
I feel like she will. I think it's more in her wheelhouse than I think some of the other shows that she's helped with in Star Wars. And I think she's getting better as time goes on. So I do think, because what else did she direct? Was it only The Mandalorian? I don't think she directed anything else, did she?
Was it Boba Fett? I think it was Mandalorian mostly. And
Yeah.
I don't think she had anything on Ahsoka.
I don't think she had anything on Ahsoka or.
I think it was Mandalorian with Bo. I think she did one or two with Bo Katan,
Okay.
and
right.
the chat will let us know. But
Yeah, they'll let us know.
KG said I think the episode 5 of the Acolyte was the best too.
She did
Yeah.
some Tales of the Jedi.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that was the best one of the Acolyte. That was the best one of Ahsoka.
Tales of the Jedi.
Oh, she did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she also was a voice.
Oh,
she was the
okay.
voice, I think, of. Wasn't she the voice of
I'm pulling
Yaddle?
up her IMDb right now.
I think she was the voice of Yaddle in that. And I think
Oh,
she
wow.
also
Oh, okay, maybe
I think I
that's
remember that.
directed.
So, you're right. She was.
I don't know. Well, I don't want to get into it until we're in spoilers.
Okay.
So she voiced Yaddle.
But
says
yeah,
KG.
did they give us the best episode for the season? Did they peak too early? I hope not.
think
I
so.
have more hope for this show than I do a lot of others.
Really?
I think they'll be able to stick the landing.
Well, because they haven't really given us that stink bomb yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I mean, they maybe are due for a dip. You know, I mean, a lot of you out there didn't like episode 4. I would say the majority of people didn't love episode 4.
We just didn't love it as much as you
No,
loved
but
it.
I'd say
That's
across
fans'
the board,
rating.
most of them didn't like episode 4. It was their
Really?
lowest. Yeah, a lot of people across the interwebs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're like, mid-season finale kind of let us down,
A lot of
Okay,
people were that way.
okay.
Yeah, for sure.
and so.
But I don't. So that's the funny thing. People were saying it's a mid-season finale, but I'm like, with only 8 episodes,
Yeah, it's so
I don't
so early.
think that really counts as a mid-season finale. I know people are saying that, but
Because it'd be different if you had like a 2-week break or something.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
and mid-season
Or there's
finales
12 episodes.
or 16. A lot of the time when there's a mid-season finale,
Yeah.
it's like 16 episodes.
There's a bunch more
Yes.
episodes to come.
Yeah,
True.
so
Yeah.
I feel like you can't. I don't know. I feel like it's a little unfair in some ways to call it a mid-season finale. I'd say this was a better mid-season finale than if you were going to actually have a mid-season finale. This would be a better one, but
Yeah, because it shifted. I don't want to give it away.
yeah. All right. Well, so everybody was liking this episode. That's what we've come to. And let us
Yes.
know if you're watching later. We want to hear from you as well. Put it in the comments below. What did you guys think of this episode? Did you like it? Give us your rating. Non-spoilers right here, but we're going to be jumping into the spoilers. So if you haven't watched episode 5 of Skeleton Crew, the title is, you have a lot to learn about pirates, which is also a
That's
line
right.
from the episode. We're gonna spoil it right meow. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Everybody dies. One person didn't die. I don't know how to do this very well.
No, there was actually a few people did die. 100%.
There was some
death.
unalive.
for sure.
Yeah.
Unaliveness
ouch, got
is-
sucked
yeah.
up.
Lots.
Look at that! Right at the
of
1 hour mark, we hit the spoilers ahead.
perfect timing,
We
man.
are
It's like
on target.
It's like it's like we're actually on target for once, guys.
That is worthy of a Glockenspiel.
That is, you've done something right if the Glockenspiel comes in.
Dan pulls out the Glockenspiel.
Pull out the Glockenspiel. The Glockenspiel.
The Glockenspiel.
Yeah.
All right, now let's
It
spiel
was-
about it.
It was violent at some certain points, but we don't need to get into that right away.
Yeah.
You already touched on it.
Let's
We'll
talk
come
about
back
it.
around to it.
Oh, okay.
No, we can talk about it. I mean,
What?
it took the show from like,
Yeah.
there was some. There was just a theme in this one about 3/4 of the way through where it turned a lot darker.
I mean, in the first episode, there's death immediately.
There was.
So, yeah, right away there was the boarding party,
Yeah,
and there was
yeah, they
there
were
was
murdering
a
the-
lot of people
the
dying.
poor
So
people,
it's
yeah.
a tone that was
Sure.
set up earlier on, but we hadn't really seen it up until until this point.
They were like more like red shirt deaths, though.
Yeah, or like
Like
yeah,
Star Trek. Like, we don't. Just gratuitous battle scene. Okay. I don't know who's good. I don't know who's bad.
yeah,
I can assume because one of them looks like a pirate ship and the other one looks like rebels.
right. That was the other thing though about this was the guards in this. That was my only con.
Yeah.
Was the guards were so like bumbling and
Yeah.
dumb. Like I was like, these guards suck. I mean, I know it's like a spa thing.
Yeah, so they're not
planet,
practiced.
leisurely. But at the same time, if you're gonna have that, that's the other thing though. They showed a hut, which
Yeah.
they're gonna have some security. So
Yeah.
if you don't have good security, that's surprising. That was interesting. I like that they showed the hut. That was a fun
Yeah,
Easter egg in there.
definitely.
But also the banking clan, the Munes there,
Right.
they're rolling in dough.
We didn't see them.
Yeah, you
They
did.
did.
They were in the. They were in the mud.
Showed them in the mud.
They were in the mud.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was
I
more
must
of
have
a.
blinked.
Yeah, it was like a far away, more of a far away shot than it was anything. But you'd think there would have been better security. That was the only gripe.
There was
I
a
had.
lot of them, but they weren't that good.
They were
the
terrible.
chase scene, that's what kind of took me out for a minute because there was a cut moment when
I could see that. It
they
was
first started running and then they cut to a wider view. And the wider view, I was like, that is the cheesiest running I've ever seen.
Oh,
Not
really?
quite ever
Okay.
seen, but that was close to like the kids
yeah.
on Boba. Or,
I didn't think it was
Obi-Wan.
that
Oh,
bad.
no, Obi-Wan.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Not
but-
quite, but
They're running on a volume stage, so they have to kind of like slowly run.
Yeah.
Not very
That
far.
was I would say that
it
was the only
nitpicks.
like
Very
CGI moment that you actually noticed.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
bit more was whenever they were doing that running scene. But it still looked pretty good. It was believable enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
But,
a lot.
and that's funny enough though. That's actually the scene where I noticed the music. So maybe that was a con instead of a plus. But it was whenever
You turned
what
that into
was
that.
whenever it was your Professor Gorlax from Scipio, which means that meant that he was actually immune.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
clearly he was not immune, so that's how he was not immune.
yes.
He was not immune, and it was hilarious. I actually liked that moment, and he was like, run. He just took off running,
Yeah.
but then the music played up like it was an adventure chase scene.
Yeah.
And that was fun to me. I actually had fun with that moment because it felt like a Goonies style chase scene.
It
So-
feels like they don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Like,
That's true.
it is. It does because it kept moving. You know, if that was
It
half
did.
of the episode,
they didn't
was
linger
one
on
line,
it. Yeah.
Then I think I could see that, but I could still see that's. But you're right. I kind of give it a pass too, like Dustin, because I'm like,
Sure.
you know, I'm watching it with my child. And we're having fun. They're goofing off. You
Yeah.
know, if I were in that place, like I'm not. You know, I guess I'm not putting that kind of pressure on those moments because everything else around it is solid. But
Right.
I can see what you mean.
Well, we got to hit some main points here too, and there's a lot to cover in this. But I want to jump back to the beginning, which we were talking about earlier.
Aw,
The
Wendell.
parents of Atten, I think, was a lot more interesting the way that they're playing this. I
Yeah.
feel like they're shaping it up a little bit more interesting than we originally thought, which I feel like gives Wendell a little bit more leeway. Maybe not 100% yet, but the theme in some ways is definitely, it was pirates, learning about pirates. And the interesting thing about this was people that have not gone against anything basically their whole lives, the parents are
Yeah.
forced now to become pirate-like
Yeah.
in their own way. I thought was interesting. I thought that was good foreshadowing, and I thought it helped us kind of link the kids with the parents a little bit more. And it also showed the mom, Farah, delete the droid, or told the droid
Right.
override and delete
Yeah.
those memories and shut
Yeah.
down, which is funny because that's exactly what Fern does.
Yeah.
She must have learned it from her mother.
Probably learned it from her mom. That's what I'm
Wow.
saying. But it was definitely very pirate-like, but there's a lot of control on at Atten.
Yeah.
And that is really interesting to me, and why there's these security droids everywhere and why everything's so clean and so polished.
Yeah.
And it definitely gives you a little, like, there's a lot, obviously we know there's a lot more going on, but it's even more controlled than I think we thought.
Yeah, with the
With the way
could
they-
tell when there
Power
was a power
surge.
surge.
Yeah, he was like, there was a power surge at your station. That was pretty funny, actually, when he plugged in the drive. And he was freaking out, and he was like,
He was the
why didn't you-
worst.
he was the, yeah, he was, yeah. So to Dan's point, in a lot of way, Wendell still sucks, but
yeah, but at the same time he was trying, and then he convinced Farah to we need our kids.
We gotta do
I
something.
mean, hello,
Yeah,
be parents,
I
be
mean,
good
Wendell is
parents.
he's manning up.
He's trying.
Oh, brother. Come on, Wendell. You got one job. Like, put the thing in and don't look suspicious. He's
But
like,
he's new at this.
but he's never done it. Yeah, I know. It
he's
is
clearly
somebody-
never done anything in his
He's
life.
been so.
I don't know how
Wow.
Wynn was born.
Wow.
Like, do something, Wendell. No, but I appreciated how they filmed it because Fern's mother actually seems like she can act, and so when they were
Yeah.
working
Farrah.
together,
Yeah.
they seemed like it did feel. I felt the suspense, like Andor, like when he
It
was.
did feel
when
like
they're
that.
kind of
Yeah,
walking
good
around.
call.
Although they again,
Don't tell Biz.
again, Wendell was like, but the Wendell the whole time is like, if you're trying to just have like play it cool, man. Stop looking around all panicky.
Yeah, right.
But I get it. That's his character. He's too
Yeah.
nervous. He just can't
He's
get
never
out of
done
his.
that.
He can't get out of his own way.
Yeah.
He just wants to yell at his son for not passing his test or whatever.
Well, and he looks like a giant nerd and acts like a giant nerd. So
Yeah.
I mean,
He walks like it too.
Yeah. Well, and why didn't you just drop the thing
Seriously.
instead of like holding it in your hand? Like it was also interesting that the parents are also treated like children, and it was a whole child
Yeah, that's
moment
true.
right there between the security droid
Yeah.
and Wendell. It was like, okay. And it was funny. I thought it played out fine. And it was like, of course you're not going to get away with this. Also, why didn't you drop it or tuck it in a pocket?
Seriously.
There was options here, Wendell. You had options and you did none of them.
I loved that scene,
Or
though,
run.
because how many times was it, like, as a child,
Yeah.
where they're like,
try.
what's behind your back? Let me see your hand. You know, how many, we all did that as children, you know, when we're playing hide and seek. Oh, I don't know. Here's one hand. Like, well, let me see the other hand. It's like the first trick you learn as a child, like how to like trick somebody. There's nothing in my hand, see?
Right,
And because
right.
you keep switching hands. It just felt like a legit childlike moment.
Yeah.
And that's the best trick that Wendell learned, and that's all he has left.
That's all he had, yeah.
But I thought for sure he was going to come up with something. Like he was going to
too.
drop it. He was going to stick it in his back pocket. He was going to do some, like he actually has a little bit of ability.
Right.
Something. No. His point was to actually get caught.
Yeah, and it made sense for
And
the
it worked
story.
out,
Yeah,
yeah.
it did work out. And the other thing, though, too, is I think they're leaving room for character development for Wendell. Because I think by the end, he's going to be maybe not perfect, and we still might not like him 100%, especially Dan. But I feel like his character hopefully will grow on us, and he will find more of his pirate side by the end. Because also, the other thing is, he's forced to doing this because it's for his kids, and he realizes that his kids are more important than anything else going on. Even to the point that like Farrah's trying to go through the right channels, she said, and he's like, they're not going to do anything. Like he's already come to the conclusion that
Time
They're
had
not-
passed.
yeah.
They didn't say how much time, but yeah.
yeah. So anyway, I thought that scene they played it better than I thought, and they made it more interesting and not less interesting. Plus, to your guys' point, and also my wife said this too. She was nervous that it was going to be the whole episode, or they were going to keep bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, yep.
Which they didn't do. They just had that set up at the beginning because it's just a through line, a small through line. And then they went off to the kids, and then we progressed that story all the way to the end. And I actually like that. I'm glad that they didn't skip back and forth. I think it played out nicely. But, all right, let's keep moving here. But actually, the big reveal with that, we might as well talk about it now,
Yeah.
about Atten. The biggest thing we learned
Yes, definitely.
is that it's a mint. So what a mint is
Something that keeps your breath fresh.
it is as well. Yes, good point, Dan.
Speaking of, do you want one?
Does
I'm
anybody
good
need
right
one?
now.
But is where you can print money.
Oh.
I love going to mints.
You've been to mints?
Yeah, I've been
How
to a
many mints
few.
are you visiting on your adventures? She's like, I don't need to go treasure hunting.
Yeah,
I just
she's
have a
like-
mint in my backyard.
Right back.
Yeah, you're the one hiding the treasure because you have it all.
She is at Atten.
No, there's a lot of security at those places.
Oh, okay. But you found a Wendell way of getting around it.
Exactly. I
Wendell-
paid
you
for
found the Wendell way.
ticket to go through the
Oh,
museum part
That's
of it.
cool, actually.
That is pretty
Wow.
cool.
Anyway, sorry, but yeah, mint. And again,
Yeah, it
when
made
they
sense.
when they
It
revealed
makes-
that, I was like,
Duh.
duh.
Yeah,
Why
I know.
didn't I think of that before? Every episode, I'm like face palming myself.
We had kind of speculated in some ways
Yeah.
that there was. We thought maybe money was going through at Atten, and then they
Yeah.
were like the counters, the exchangers, the exchange rate type stuff, and that's
Yeah.
why they were secret and hidden because they were dealing with so much money. I did not think it was going to be an actual printing money, but it's the only Old Republic money print, which is interesting to me because who is
Yeah.
taking the? It's opened up by giving us that answer. It's opened up more questions.
Which is incredible for
Yes.
now the future of Star Wars.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, which is fun because now the questions are, well, where is that money going? Are they shipping that money anywhere?
Yeah.
And if it's going somewhere, who's using it? You know, there's so many things. Or are they just hoarding it all? And it also plays into the planet of eternal. What was it? Of eternal treasure.
Yeah.
Was it
Yep.
eternal treasure or something?
Sounds right.
But it was like basically, and then even Wim and the kids were like, "Oh, it really is the the planet of eternal treasure if you can print your own money." 'Cause they didn't
Yeah.
even know. That was the other interesting. The kids did not even realize what a mint was, and
Yeah.
that's what their parents did, and that's what they did, and that's why it made sense on the planet why everybody's like actuaries, they're accountants,
Yeah.
they're all these, it's
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, KG has a good point. She said made sense because Wim's credits were new and shiny. Mm-hmm. Which is
that was
very
the other
typical.
point.
New money.
Data Rees, their new Republic or Old Republic credits, and that's the other thing, Old Republic credits.
Yeah.
which also opens up another question: what happened to the rest of the planets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they want to just make one planet for? I don't know. It's
Were they
fascinating.
trying to destroy them all, but somehow Atten escaped being
Right.
destroyed?
Yeah.
was preserved. But why wouldn't? Why wouldn't more of the Republic? try and stop that. They would know.
Right.
They should have all of those logs of their mints.
Right.
Yikes.
Like they kept it that secret for so long. That's the other thing is this Old Republic. We know it's definitely pre the Clone Wars, right? Because they didn't even know about the Clone Wars or the Empire, I believe.
Right. How old is the Old Republic?
So that's a big question.
Because Bismo mentioned it in a video about maybe this does tie to the Old Republic,
Right,
like
that's a
back
great
in the
point.
game.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that, but I was like, that's pretty far back to be a mint still in business with all the stuff that had been going on.
Right.
Or are you talking about Republic like from the prequels?
There's some, it's technically kind of been, so the Old Republic could just, because we're technically in the New Republic phase.
Okay.
So if people are referring to the Old Republic, it could just be the Republic before the Empire.
Yeah.
That's one. But if you're going to go even further, Old Republic, then that's like potentially thousands of years. But there's also a potential tie-in to the High Republic, which still kind of fits in that Old Republic era.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's the direction they're going.
So the new
with
Old
this.
Republic.
So it's I
might have tried
classify
to,
it as more of the Old Republic because I think because the Old Republic that money was good for the Old Republic all the way up until the Empire, I believe, and then the Empire switched to Imperial credits, and the Old Republic credits were not accepted everywhere. And they had Republic credits, which was another thing, and I think that was the same as the Old Republic credits, but they just called it Republic credits then because everybody just used them.
Well,
as
what did they
Republic
call him in
credits.
this show when he paid for the
And
food?
then New Republic credits, but they called it the Old Republic credits when he paid for the food, and he calls it dataries. That's what they called.
But
those.
what did the pirates call it? They just call them credits?
They called
or
old. Where did you
Republic?
get this Old Republic credit?
Okay,
They called it Old Republic credit.
Isn't that what the guy says in episode 1? Republic credits?
Yeah, so he just says Republic credits are no good out here.
Yeah.
Only money. That's what's his
That
name?
guy with the helmet over there.
Yeah, I know.
Where's Hunter when you need him?
Oh man, now I lost it.
Watto.
Wa-
Watto, yeah, thank you.
Nice.
Nice job, fact checker.
Memory.
You didn't even have to memory.
Memory.
Cheers to memory, everybody.
I'll clink to
That's
that.
what you did.
I'll toast to that.
Oh my goodness, but yeah, so you're right. So that's
Okay.
why I think they're referring to as Old Republic because they're in the New Republic, and the New Republic has a different mint now
I see.
that prints New Republic credits, and they're different style.
We haven't seen any old people on this at Etten. The oldest people we
Right.
have seen. We haven't seen many people.
It's hard to tell with some
Are there
of the
like
species,
7 people living there?
but
Yeah, there are different species.
Or is it like the perfect ecosystem where these people are actually 100 years old, but they don't age? You
Or
know?
they're just so complacent that
Yeah.
they're just
like, what do you retire? You know, it's like, is there a retirement plan for when you get to be 100 on Ad Adden?
interesting.
Because you're not allowed to leave. You can't go like vacation anywhere. You just forever work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
And
a
they never
planet,
question that?
So it is a planet, so there might be places you can go
Around the
and
planet.
stuff like
They just
that.
have to follow
They have
the
a
rules,
school,
yeah.
So
Well-
I'm sure there's some freedom, but in this episode especially, it felt like there wasn't as much. That they might be treated more as like.
slaves, really.
Yes, in some ways like indentured servitude, but also with the guys that you're helping the greater good. And that's how I think they keep everybody in line
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they all know about, at least all the adults knew about the great work. So, and they were fine going along with that lie. That's the other thing that's interesting. They all know about that, and they all know they can't talk to the outside world.
Yeah.
But now they're forced to come to the terms like, well, we have to break this rule to get our kids.
Yeah.
And if what's the main person,
Supervisor.
the supervisor isn't going to help us, we got to take matters into our own hands like pirates.
Yeah.
So
True.
there's a lot going on at Atten. What do you guys think out there in the chat and comments? We want to hear from your theories, what you think's going on. We'll get to theories here in a minute, but we got to keep moving. We got more. There's so much in this episode. That's the tough thing. I'll try and get through as much as we can. We're not doing a full breakdown, more of a review, but I'd say the next part that we jump to, which, well, did they start off? They started off with SM-33, right? The kids, or no? It was,
they didn't want to wake him up. Yeah,
That-
they were freaking out.
Oh wait, did they start with that, or
Yes,
did they?
they
Okay,
started with
they
that.
started with that, and then they
'Cause
went
they-
to the planet.
This is what I love about the show.
'cause he had to get him there.
Not a lot of time has has gone. Like
Yeah.
they're
Right.
jumping from planet to planet.
Right.
Maybe there was a day in there that they slept or whatever, but it feels very linear. Like, Like this just ended and this next thing happened.
Yes.
So like if you binge watch it, it would be like that was the commercial break. Here's exactly where we are. You know, it's
That's a
not
good
like
point.
3 days later, a month later, like certain other shows. Or
Yeah.
that, there's questionable time gaps
And she was able to rewire him pretty dang quickly. So it did keep the story moving along. Whereas we thought, we'd have to visit
yeah, that's right.
all the other planets.
Yeah.
So that's what
I'm glad they
what I
didn't
was
do that.
mentioning earlier. Our predictions were slightly off because, this way the story, just keeps on going. And, we got some good stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's
Yeah.
a great point.
And I liked this SM33. This was the best version so far.
This was the
was
best
pretty
version
good.
up until the end. But
Well,
even still likable. He's
There was
just following
honor there.
orders.
Honor in a robot.
Right. And how he was
Droid.
programmed, which was interesting. He said that was where he was put together, was actually the planet we go to,
Napu.
which is
Lenupe? How was it?
Lenupe.
Lenupe.
Which was the funniest delivered line in the whole entire thing. He's because Jod is laughing. You took us to Lenupe, and SM33 is trying to play it off as like the most dangerous pirate-filled place, and he's like, they turned my pirate heaven into a joke. That's like pretty much. He's like, where are the kill pits or whatever you say, the murder pits and all the fight rings and all this. And he was. I loved how he did it, and then how he was like also referred to. What was the line? I think I have the actual line here because I loved it so much. Where do I have that?
Is it on
It's
the
the
notes?
pirate. He's like the pirate lair. Some call it the pirate's lair, the demon's nest or rest, battle world, Lenupe.
Yes.
Such good comedic timing. I love that they did that.
Is
But
it Lenupe or Lenupa?
oh, maybe it's Lenupa.
Lenupa. That's
Oh,
what
sorry.
Americans are saying.
I'm sorry, Lenupa.
Sorry, I made it Italian.
Hard's a word.
They might have said Lenupe.
Words are hard. Hard's a word.
Oh dear.
Wow.
Yep, they are. They are words.
They are word. Wow. Somebody else
show.
talk first. Yeah, it's a live show. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that planet was really good. I did think at first it was going to be a total like side mission,
Yeah.
and then it became like the place of the turn,
Yes.
and the ultimate place for me of like, good grief, quality Indiana Jones escape, booby traps, the whole 9 yards. And better character interaction even between the
Yeah.
kids. Like the roles have kind of changed, but not really, because they have to go with Jod because no kids are allowed on this planet.
Right.
The other planet, remember, the kids were the rulers or whatever, and then the kids
They were treated equal.
now they're not.
Yeah.
So
Stark
they had to.
contrast.
So then they did the dress up in the where the Jawas.
There
There
were
were
wise elders, is what
Wise
he called
elders.
them, from
Yeah.
the Bratius or something like that, because
Yeah.
he's basically calling them brats, named him. I liked when he translated, and he was
Yeah.
just like, blah, 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 blah. It's just like,
Yeah.
I'm like, they're buying this? They're obviously not, but they are at the same time, because they're kind of forced to in that
Yeah.
situation, because money. And but that was actually my gripe, though, in some ways, was whenever they set up that whole thing, and I guess nobody was buying it, and then they just gave up.
Yeah.
And let the kids walk around.
Yeah,
like,
that was
I was kind of like,
hilarious.
well, shouldn't they still be kind of acting like, wise elders, or at least in costume? But I don't know. That was the only other gripe I had. I understood, though.
It's fun though because I like seeing the kids be kids.
Yes.
That's what's fun. Like
Yeah.
they're not always having to be tough, but then they're not being kids where they're just brats and they get away with everything, like Obi-Wan or whatever.
Obi-Wan.
There actually are consequences to their actions. That's what happened at the end here, and
Yeah.
what happened at the end of the last episode with the droid falling on him and the suspense there.
Well,
Right, and
even
the serious tone
Yeah.
with what they took, and even
It's a-
what she said. She's like, "We're kids. You can't do this."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Pirate."
What a
base."
crazy
Yeah.
balance heaviness with children and also bring in
That's what I found.
levity and humor, and then have everybody be able to be fit their roles. Because we're all
Yeah. So many different characters.
we're all nuanced as humans, and kids are nuanced. They're smarter than you give them credit for,
Right.
but at the same time, they're still kids, so they do get scared, and they do get they don't know everything.
right.
Their brains aren't even fully formed until they're like 21 or whatever. So like they can only handle so much. But different eras, you're expected to handle certain things because you're an adult by 14, maybe,
Right.
And obviously where they are now, they're taking
Or
the
on
test.
On the previous planet, they were.
Right. Yeah.
adults,
They were
basically.
adults. They're
Yeah,
fighting
it's kids,
wars.
yeah.
They're doing all this stuff. So I like how they're balancing this crazy, the
Dichotomy?
dichotomy, whatever it is, that balance between being children, being wise elders, Jod being good, but he's bad. Everybody throughout this episode kept warning him. They've all been warning
the entire
The
show.
whole season.
Yeah.
the
or
whole
series
season.
so far.
Don't
Yeah.
trust that guy.
I know.
Don't trust that guy.
And
You
they're
know?
kind of
But you
not.
want to trust him.
I know.
do.
Yeah. Well,
I
we
know.
know why you want to trust the fact checker.
No, because he has
does
his
seem-
moments with them. Like
Right.
he
Yes.
said, he didn't want to sit with Wim and didn't want to hear the sob story. You know, he didn't want to care.
That was hilarious, by the way. I loved that sequence.
Yeah, it was
Absolutely
good.
loved
The
it.
whim,
Sorry,
yeah.
keep
And
going.
he's done something like that with Fern too. I think a little bit, or he's had like little moments with each of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
But the fact that he sat down, you know, it really made me question at the end. I'm like, no, don't do it. And then that was my con, that
But-
he went full pirate.
But he's Captain Silvo. He's Captain Silver. It's Treasure Island.
And he did go bad at the end.
He
Yeah.
betrays him.
There's
I
going
know.
to
But
be redemption.
there
There's
is
a
gonna
point
be there's
to
gonna
it.
be a
I
redemption.
know. I have
Yep.
faith.
There has to be redemption. Possibly. I don't know. They might even pull a 180 on that.
They
Maybe he
could.
is completely dark.
Yeah.
But I love that sequence. It was so funny. He was trying so hard to get away from Wim there, and then the Wim pulls out the "I won't see my mom" and card. I was like, oh man, this is rough. And then he's just, I love how he acted that though. The whole thing's like chin up, and he's like walking away.
Right.
And then he said, "I won't see my mom," and then his shoulders just, I got to deal with this. And he goes and sits next to him. But in that sequence, by the way, when he's talking to him, he does quote quite closely Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah. What
Which-
was that?
So that is your focus determines your reality. That is what Qui-Gon said to Anakin, actually. I don't think it was word for word, but it was pretty dang close. So I feel like that almost leans into a little bit more that he is a Jedi. But are they throwing us red herrings? So there's been so much speculation online that the only things that he's levitating are metal objects. I don't know if you guys have
Yeah.
noticed that.
Yeah,
Everything
for
he's
sure.
levitated is metal objects. So it might still be some sort of like magnetic repulsor type technology or something like
Yeah.
that. We don't know. I still think that he's going to be a Jedi or something like that for the fact that he did throw out that line, and also he threw out the attachments line.
Yes. Yeah.
He said
I caught that.
attachments are, because that's what the Jedi code was.
Yeah.
It was attachments are forbidden.
Yep. And he still didn't answer Wim. Kind of at the end of that sequence, Wim said something about him not being a Jedi. And however he answered
said
it,
if-
it was vague.
Well, he didn't even answer. He said,
Yeah, okay.
no, he said, if you're not a Jedi, how can you do that?
Yeah.
And then he just kind of smiles at him and then
Yeah.
walks away.
But then
yeah.
at the end, I know we're not quite there yet, but when he held that contraption,
Lightsaber.
that lightsaber, yeah, it felt
Look
We're
normal.
in spoilers.
epic. I know, but I wanted you to get there.
No, you're good. No, we're gonna get to that for sure. But yeah, I liked how they played that. Almost every scene in this, I enjoyed how they played it.
Yeah.
It made sense for the characters that were there. Nothing stood out to me that was like, oh, this is dumb. And even the scene, even kind of previous to that in the beginning, whenever they're talking with SM-33, like you were saying, Dan, Daddy Dan, that was weird.
Daddy Dan.
Dan, and how they were all scared. I loved how they tied him down with ropes, and then they were
It
like,
just
"Show us the
busted
way," and he's just
right out of him.
It's like they would have tore him apart easily. That was
man,
a
he shredded
comedic
him.
moment.
Yeah.
I loved, but also the fact that we learn finally, revelation here is who the pirate was.
And the ship name.
And the ship name, yes, this is the first time they say it. Good point. So the name of the pirate is actually Tak Renaud is the name of the pirate. Fun fact, everybody.
Yeah.
Do you want to say the fact checker?
No, go ahead. KG
Has already said it?
knew it too,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
And Dan knew it. You knew it as well, right, Dan?
No, I didn't know it.
But I know you love this one.
No.
But the director of Goonies was so Renaud backwards is Donner, and I think the director of Goonies was Richard Donner. I think was his name.
I don't know.
I don't know if I got. I don't remember the first name. But yeah, so that's hilarious. It's a nod to Jod. No, it's a nod to Goonies in this because this is definitely the most Goonies episode of them all.
Richard Donner.
Richard Donner.
Okay.
Yeah, so I thought that was fun and also just interesting learning about the actual pirate because that was something that we were all wondering. We're like, well, who is this pirate captain? What's going on here? But Tack Renaud is the main pirate, and there might be a connection to the High Republic. I don't like that idea. I think they need to get away from High Republic as far away as they can possibly get. I understand that they're trying. They're really trying hard, but I don't think it's going to land quite well. As long as this show can stay away and to be its own thing still. But Tack Renaud, I thought that was interesting, and they do say finally Onyx Cinder. So I thought that we
Nick
finally
knew
get
it
the
was
name.
Onyx Cinder a long time ago because he got the Lego.
The Lego set, yes, exactly. Yeah.
But unless you didn't have the Legos, you didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless you answered the Stay on Target.
That's true.
Poll,
We did give it
trivia.
up.
We
A
did.
month ago or so, or
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
True.
Spoilers. Whoops.
Yeah. But I liked Jod's reaction to learning that information.
He seemed very happy.
Yes.
He seemed blown away
Yeah.
and then enamored by it being the ship. So then it makes you really want to know, okay, who was this pirate and what more is there to that story? And
Yeah.
they gave us teases. We even heard his voice.
I know.
I know.
It was
But
interesting
didn't
how they
show his
broke
face.
it up.
That was
I
very
know.
interesting.
Classic,
Clever.
crumbly signal and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, I liked how
know.
they played that. I did really like how they're saving some secrets. They're not giving
Yeah.
everything away right away. And I love even Jude Law's delivery on explaining who he is. And that whole monologue, and then how the kid, Fern was like, yeah, who cares? We just want to get home.
Yeah.
He gave this perfect dialogue. And then they were like, show us the way. And then SM33 just lists right out of those. And I liked SM33 in this. He had his memories back, and he even enjoyed having his memories back, and he wasn't going to kill him, which is great. And he even became more alive. I felt like SM33 became more alive in this than ever. And we went to his birthplace, is what he said, which is Lanupa, where he was assembled. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's cool that we know the pirate captain. We know the name of the ship, and where. And the ship in the den, which definitely going into Goonies reminds me of like One-Eyed Willie. And even how they gave that monologue was definitely the same way that Samwise Gamgee gave that delivery in Goonies. Was this basically how Jod gave that delivery of what was it? I just said his name. One-Eyed Willie. Sorry. Anyway, but we finally get there, and then we get to the fun of the booby traps and everything like that, and. It felt the most Goonies to me. Dan, I know I want to get your opinion on this, but I didn't even talk about this. Sorry, real quick. I have a ton of notes here. There's so much to go through. The connection, though, and I got this from Screen Crush. They did a great breakdown. I just want to say that here, give them credit. This is where I got some of the information from, but they said the emblem that Tack Renaud has is very similar to a High Republic pirate, the Nile emblem. It's very
interesting.
similar, and they were pirates as well. So that's where a lot of that connection could possibly come in.
Okay. Well,
to
see,
play.
little connections like that is fine as long as they don't go too crazy.
Right. The High Republic is just bad in so many
Well,
ways.
he likes to bring up the High Republic. He likes to bring up Acolyte. So certain people like that stuff, so they'll find links at anything that they
and
can
that might
to
be and
try
that might
help
be more of
support
it.
It's like, get out of
Yeah.
here. No,
Yeah.
it's not. Not even
Right.
close.
I hope that it's that, and I hope they stay away from the High Republic, and I hope they stay away from the sequel trilogy. If they can do that somehow,
That would be incredible.
That'd be
Just keep it
absolutely
in this Mando verse without having to blow it up and do all this other silly stuff, which they've tried, but Mandoverse hasn't overly done that yet. It's kind of been mostly on its own.
Yeah.
Although we have seen Luke, we have seen Ahsoka.
The worst thing that they brought into Mandalorian was the guards, the red
guards
yeah.
to kill off
Praetorian guards.
the Praetorian guards to
kill off poor guy.
That was so
Mando.
dumb. I hated that.
Rest
Sorry.
in peace.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, what did you think, Dan? This is the most Goonies. It's very similar to Goonies. How did you feel about this episode, though, when it comes to Goonies, or did it feel like something else to you?
It didn't feel like the Goonies at all, so I didn't have to think about that, actually. Thank goodness.
It is almost like some scenes are almost played exactly
It's
like the
so
Goonies.
close, Dan.
So similar in a lot of ways.
That's amazing. That's amazing for you guys, and I'm glad you get to enjoy this as it reminds you of the Goonies.
But I'm glad
Because-
you enjoy it too.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
can enjoy it for a completely different reason and not
Yeah.
have to think about whatever that movie was.
I think when you watch the Goonies after watching this, you're gonna like the Goonies more than you thought you did. I'm
maybe
just saying.
I just don't like the characters in that. They just drive me up the wall. Whereas the characters here are more believable. Maybe I don't know. Well, yeah,
Even though they're based in Star
It's
Wars
like-
and not reality. Where-
yeah, I guess
That's
I don't
funny.
know.
It's funny, but no, that's totally fair.
It's just a different type of an imagination, maybe. But no, I just felt like it was again Indiana Jones to me. I felt like the booby traps were like the Last Crusade when he's trying to get to the Holy
Yeah.
Grail.
Right,
It
there's-
felt like it was also the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark when he's going to get the sandbag and swap the
Yeah.
head and the
Oh,
stuff's
yeah.
shooting out. So I just felt Indiana Jones inspired, as well as the music cues, as well as the hurry up, they're gonna get you. The guards were chasing
you
them
felt
everywhere.
That,
Yeah.
that
And the-
nervousness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even the second Indiana Jones, which I don't watch because it's a little dark, but with the burn them or turn back on the acid.
Oh, that was dark.
Oh my god.
I mean, it
That
went dark.
switch was
Exactly.
And so it just felt for me very Indiana Jones.
Silvo.
And there was even the kid, the one kid in Indiana Jones. Was it the second one, I think?
Yeah, it was the second one.
Mr. Jones.
Yeah, Dr.
Yeah.
Jones.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Short
That's
round.
neat.
Yeah.
It was just such a good time. It was, the and because the kids were kind of making the mistakes, I felt like the
Yeah.
kids, which I'm sure is exactly what happens in the Goonies. But the kids they're stepping on the thing, they're almost dying. Oh no, they're staying alive, but just barely. And
How
crazy.
funny was it? It was like the penitent man shall pass, like
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah.
But it was also like, oh, they all look decapitated, and then
know.
SM33
Right.
and then Doc, but the kids don't even move, but they're just short enough.
They're just
Thankfully,
short.
it goes
It was-
right over the head. And I was like, oh, that could have gone horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was hilarious how they played that out. I love
it's
that.
clever.
That definitely reminded me in some ways of
Indiana Jones
Indiana
more
Jones,
than the
yeah.
other movie or whatever. we're
Right.
talking about.
Yep. For sure. Well, and
Yeah.
the leap of faith is similar in some ways, but it wasn't really a leap of faith. It was more a test of
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
character
what I kept
again.
getting though. It was
Yeah.
like 3 challenges, blah
Yeah.
blah blah, and he managed it with the kids, and I don't know. It was a good kind of trial of sorts.
Yeah, they
which
problem
ended
solved.
in getting to the room with the
Yeah.
Holy Grail, which was all of the chalices, all of the
Oh
treasure,
my
all
goodness,
of the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Don't
then-
touch anything. That is definitely from
Right.
Goonies, though.
Is it okay?
Yeah. Don't because that's what happens
If
in
you
Goonies.
touch anything?
Yeah. There was if you took certain thing, it set off another booby trap, which
oh,
they did
yeah,
play
yeah,
to this
which it
in
did,
that
yeah.
as well, but
Okay.
in this, but yeah. But yeah,
Well, it
so
makes so
true.
much sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know it was a good time. It was just so much fun. When they got to the room, you're like, whoa, this is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I know. And how come no one had found that before then?
Or I don't know. Yeah, they built that whole.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
But they didn't go deep enough, apparently.
It's bizarre, but it's
And then what do? You can't take it all with you, but you'd want to.
Yeah.
it's like every
Pirate.
movie though. It's like what Aladdin, right? Where like all the
Yeah.
treasure, and
You
if you
can't
take
take
if you
it.
take
Yeah.
anything, the whole thing caved in. Cave of Wonders. I don't know. It's just it's a trope that just works.
Yeah.
Because you want all of it and you want to fill your bags, but
Right.
as soon as you do, that's what gets you.
The
But
greed.
The
Yeah.
greed. But it did lead to a lightsaber, which is I'm
That-
curious how that was in there.
Yeah.
Or why.
So-
well, the betrayal.
it
And
was just a stolen lightsaber.
Well, so that also does technically go back to
the High Republic.
the High Republic because
Okay.
it was also
It
a
did-
gold and silver,
did
which
kinda
is
look
more
shiny.
the High
Okay.
Republic era, and the pirates would fight Jedi at that time. Those were like the biggest combatants
see.
during that
Okay.
time. Was those pirates and the Jedi? So the pirates would kill the Jedi, and then they would take the lightsabers as trophies to basically be like, "We're the greatest. We took out a Jedi and stuff like that." So they'd pass it around amongst their generals. So that was interesting. Also, a great way that they introduced it, and I think it was so hilarious. Every fan film almost, or every like funny use of a lightsaber, they put into actual canon
seriously.
with Wim igniting it the wrong way. Absolutely hilarious. I know that probably through some people they were probably like, that was dumb. You know what I mean? Like everybody does that. But at the same time, they made it canon. And
Yeah.
I just thought
Yeah,
it was
that's
so
true.
funny because he doesn't know. He's just totally a noob to it. and even foreshadowing before on the adventure and how it's not one of your Jedi stories. He still messed it up, and he was trying. That was the nice thing about it. But it was hilarious that he almost stabbed himself. We've all thought about that with lightsabers and stuff like that. What a great introduction to that lightsaber, and then him taking the lightsaber at the very end.
Yeah.
Was very interesting.
Well, it was funny to me, and I think someone earlier in the chat was saying how Jod or Dash or whatever his name is, Silvo.
Yeah, so he's got multiple names.
Yeah.
He's got a bunch of different names. I actually wrote them.
What was the new one we learned from?
We wrote them
It
all
was
down.
Dash,
It's Dash Zenton,
which is
so,
like Dash
That's
Rendar.
right, yeah.
So all the names we know is Jod, Nana Wood, Dash Zenton, Crimson Jack,
Crimson Jack.
Silvo, the Mad Captain, and Jodwick Zank.
Yikes.
That's one that the guard threw out at the end. Jodwick Zank. We hadn't heard that one yet.
And then he called himself something else
Yeah.
at this place. He called himself one of the Munes or whatever.
Well, yeah, technically, yeah. He called himself that. I forget the name of that one now, but
Yeah, but the fact
Gorlax.
that he was really kind of prolonging, like he kept saying yield, yield, yield when, threatening her life,
so
in that battle. That was tough, but then again, it gives me hope that he's got a plan.
didn't
or there
actually want
will
to
be
kill them.
redemption.
Yeah, because a cutthroat pirate like Tak Renard, like he said before, he said he'd kill everybody and didn't blink an eye.
Yeah.
And if Silvo or whatever didn't have a heart, he would have just ended them all right there and cut off any loose ends. But he didn't. So there is definitely still hope for Jod in this. I agree with you.
Yeah, I think there's room for him. But, dude, that lightsaber ignition, I got to say, I laughed so hard.
Did you?
I
Okay.
actually
I was
laughed
wondering.
out loud.
Yeah, me
Like
too.
I burst out loud, like
Me too.
like uncontrolled. I just did not expect that, but I didn't expect him to light it up backwards. I thought it was more like they set it up to be proper, like he's gonna look like a Jedi.
Yeah.
Light
for
it up,
once,
and you're like,
finally.
oh, whim, this is cool because he was crying 5 minutes
Yeah.
earlier, and he wanted his dad and his mom, and and then he lights up the lightsaber, and then they go, he almost cuts his foot off or whatever, and he drops it. I was like, oh my goodness, it was completely.
The acting was awesome.
done.
It was good.
Yeah, I rewound it. We watched it twice. That's how good it was. And I laughed both times. I just don't want to skip over that because I haven't had that kind of a reaction to something in a long time. That's just how far into the show we were at that point because it was a climactic moment.
Yeah.
And then you're like, for them to drop that on you is just pure genius.
Yeah, and that plays even into Wim's character wanting to be the hero, but failing to be that hero because he's still a kid and he's still learning, and they're giving him character development along the way.
Right, and they don't just OP beat Jod out at the end.
No.
You know, like Fern.
Even Fern,
was scared out of her mind, and and then she didn't have an answer, and Wim was like, "Well, I'll step up." Neil is obviously not going to do anything. KB is a little too quiet, but she's just analyzing.
She dropped a tear in that scene though for Fern. She was scared and actually showed a tear running down her cheek whenever whenever he had the knife.
It was pretty heavy.
It was pretty dark.
And there was that moment earlier in the show where she got that face full of air or exhaust or whatever. And she was scared to go to certain, so it definitely brings up that concern of what's going on with her.
Because didn't they say like medical? She's got a medical condition or something like that.
The family did.
That's right.
Yeah, but anyway, side note. But yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. And that whole betrayal though. So that everybody saw it coming a mile away. That's the thing. Like especially whenever. She's like, we still got a deal, right?
Yeah, the dramatic pause
of him just sitting there. He was running through the calculations in his head. He's like, is this the moment? Is this the moment that, because you the whole way, everybody's telling him, don't trust him, don't trust him, don't trust him. And they don't really. But at the same time, they're kind of forced to go along with him just to get home. He's their best way of possibly getting home.
Yeah.
So then they're forced to, and then the betrayal, it's inevitable. But it was still dark on how they played it. I mean, they didn't have to do the trial by combat, but that was a smart move. It made sense the way he did it and forced SM-33 to go by the pirate code.
Well, and they showed him be disarmed when he got to the planet.
Yeah.
And then, did you just say that?
I didn't.
Force pull the thing back.
The knife back in, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, terrible guards.
Yeah, terrible guards, metal, whatever. But
Maybe, yeah. I mean, that might just be coincidence, but I don't know.
but I don't know, pirate trick. But it could be force. He could have learned like lesson 1 and 2 of Jedi training, and then all of a sudden, Anakin showed up and started killing people. And maybe he was sitting right next to, you know who, little cat claw running lady from Obi-Wan. Just kidding. Would they be the right age?
Who?
I don't even want to say her name.
Reba.
Oh, Reva.
Reva, yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Well, they wouldn't be the same age. He's pretty young still.
No, he's like that. Might be around the same age, actually.
He was sitting right next to Reva. If you rewind and you watch Obi-Wan,
It's him.
he's
right.
sitting there as a
well,
child.
no, because they all died next to Reva.
All of them?
Reva was the only one who survived that.
I thought they ran.
Remember,
like,
she got stabbed like 8 times in the show.
Yeah, but
She got
they all
stabbed
ran
as a
like
kid
slowly
and
or
as an
something.
adult, and then lived through it all.
Oh, okay.
It was
That's
so
right.
dumb.
So no, Jod wasn't there.
I think Jod. What Jod's going to be? I think he's going to be a disillusioned Jedi that turned to the dark side.
he's not Sith.
I mean, he's close, but I don't think.
How could you
think
be
so?
I kept thinking Sith, but I'm like, I just the way that he knew the Jedi stuff, like you said.
Right, the attachments.
But I was like, man, he's dark and like no qualms. I'm like waiting for his, and, he ignites the lightsaber, it goes black, but the screen goes dark. But is it red? Would it have been red if he was evil?
no,
would it be
he'd
blue?
have to bleed the blade.
Yeah, it would be
technically.
blue.
It's still blue, unless he
Okay.
bled it right there immediately. But that takes some time and some
Only
concentration.
OSHA could do that.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Please stop reminding me of that show.
Well, Screen Crush.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. But but that was an inevitable betrayal. We knew it was coming, but it was still. I still thought that was a great way they played it, and I enjoyed
Yeah.
it. And what an ending with him getting a lightsaber, and I think that really leads into the question of what we were just talking about: is Jod a Jedi or not? That's a big question, and I think we're finally. I think in this next episode, at least I'm hoping it might follow just mostly the kids trying to escape the planet and figure out where to go
probably
next.
has to.
Because we were talking about just being friends, right? That's what the next episode is like, friendship or something like that with Bryce Dallas Howard. But they're still going to have Jod. I feel like an SM-33 in there somehow
for sure.
and but it could also be a lot of the parents in this next one. Because you got to have, because it's going to be the 6th episode, so you can't really be the finale or the penultimate.
Yeah.
So you got to set up for the penultimate in this next episode.
I think Tamerkin said earlier, the 6th episode of Mandalorian Season 3, I think was Plaisir 15.
What's that? Was that the planet?
Jack Black.
Oh, no.
And guess who directed that one?
Did Bryce direct that one?
Yeah.
Did she really?
I think she did.
No. Oh, I missed that.
I'm pretty sure she did.
Okay, here, I'll
The last 5 minutes, that's
yeah,
all
she directed it. Bryce Dallas Howard.
The last 5 minutes
Yeah.
of that episode was great, but almost everything before that.
So-
All the moments with just...
No, yeah. And Mando and them
But
went on a date.
that was
and it was,
terrible.
we're like, oh, they're
Ooh.
on a date. Remember they were chasing the droids.
That part was
Yeah.
good.
I just made that video on them about 2 months ago. I just watched it again today
That was a good
randomly.
point. There was lots of Bowden in that one. There was.
That's
for
what I'm
sure.
saying.
That's
And
one of the
some
best
people,
Bowden
that's
ones.
that's their favorite episode of Mandalorian Season 3 because of the date that they got.
But
it
get
was
rid of the, every other character almost.
But it was BDH. Bryce Dallas Howard directed it.
Wow.
And therefore, I have a feeling we're going to get something similar to that in episode 6. That's my prediction.
You think it's going to be? I think
It's
my
going to
prediction
be
is
Wendell and
Wendell and the kids. I think it's going to be mostly Wendell though.
Wendell
like
and Farah or Farah.
Farah, and then Neil's parents, or at least Neil's mom.
I know that was sweet that she was a part of it. And,
Yeah.
I saw something on Instagram
Neil's mom, you
showing
mean?
Neil's whole family.
Yeah, that's what I said, right?
Oh, I thought you said Wendell's mom.
Oh, sorry, Neil's mom.
I thought he said Neil's.
Oh, he might have.
I don't know.
Either way. Yeah, that showed Neil's whole family, like including his dad. So
Yeah.
we might get more of the parents.
Right.
Yay.
Yeah. That's a real possibility.
But we got to know what happened with the kids falling
Right.
down that booby trap, and
Yeah, that's for sure.
Are they gonna Jod just gonna escape with SM-33 and leave the kids behind?
Well, the pirates are still attacking, technically.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's still a lot going
There's
on.
a lot of danger there.
Yeah.
There's still guards. There's still a lot of stuff happening.
Now the acid wouldn't have killed Urkel. Would he?
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
he's fine.
Yeah, where the heck is Urkel? See, a little con
Yeah, that's
being
definitely
5-6 episodes
True,
in. And
we
then
don't have more.
Urkel's had like 6 one-liners.
Yeah,
You know,
he
it's
just yells Silvo.
Just kind of
basically.
one-liners, and they're not that great of one-liners even. They're kind of like just a little bit too soft for
Yeah.
me, for what I kind of expected out of Urkel. You know, but
Well, when you say it that way, it doesn't sound
I mean,
like
if it was a one-time cameo,
Right.
you know, I could get it. I get
you can understand. Yeah.
But now he's like cast in the movie or in the show, and he's just kind of like following along.
yeah.
Yeah, he's the one guy that's one step behind. He's doing the dirty work for the Wolf Man,
Yeah.
who is more intimidating.
He's the right-hand man of the show, really.
Unless Urkel at the end is, turns. Maybe he's actually working for Jod. He
Ooh.
might be Jod's like
well, because he technically was Jod's right-hand man.
right, and he
as
might be still
Silver.
loyal to Jod, although he looked not loyal.
He did not really.
But-
the way he was yelling, unless he was warning Jod that they were coming.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know. There could be a twist there. There's enough room for a twist
What a
and make him
twist.
more interesting.
Yeah.
And then Jod turning evil. I think the fact they didn't kill him, I think he's been won over slightly by them,
The kids.
the kids.
Yeah.
And,
Absolutely.
he doesn't want to pull an Anakin and just, off them. That's why he was like, just yield. Just yield.
Yeah. Don't
Like,
make me.
don't
hurt
make
you.
me. And
Yeah.
he had to go dark. He had to really scare the pants off of them.
Right.
But you know who also scared the pants off of somebody in Home Alone? The guy that played Joe Pesci. He came into that dead serious.
Oh yeah.
And he didn't talk to Macaulay Culkin on set.
Aw.
He stayed off the set. So when they were acting together, he came in dead
man.
serious when
Oh,
they were
wow.
together.
That's some method acting right there.
It was some creepy method acting.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you should. Do
I'm
that.
just saying that has nothing to do with Star Wars, but it reminds
Well,
me of the intensity that you can portray on children
Yeah.
when you don't have this friendly,
Banter.
or when you switch,
Yeah.
and all of a
Yeah.
sudden you're like, oh, whoa, I thought I could trust this guy.
Yeah.
Technically, Hayden Christensen, when filming Revenge of the Sith,
Yeah.
to the little boy that is a Master Skywalker, Hayden Christensen actually lunged at him a little bit to like.
Get him
Oh,
to
that's
to
right.
get the kid to flinch back.
Because he wasn't reacting
Yeah, he
enough.
actually did it.
That's
So
right.
that does tie it back into Star Wars.
It does, but
Yikes.
you feel bad. But
Yeah, I know that's a bit brutal. But going back to Urkel, I did share out a meme earlier with
Yeah,
you
that
guys.
was hilarious.
But it was I will be. It says this: I will be seriously disappointed if the Skeleton Crew writers don't find a way to have Gunter say the line. Who's Urkel? Did I do that? I really hope they do that.
sure.
That would be
or
so
just turn
funny.
it around and say I did that or something.
Right,
you
yeah.
know?
Some
for
play
sure.
on his character.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does he
Yes.
want to be that character? He was also Sonic the Hedgehog.
He did play that.
Why wasn't he voiced in there? He was the voice of the animated Sonic
Okay.
in like the 90s.
Wow.
Dan
Lots of
really
facts
likes
tonight from Dan.
Well, I like him.
I just saw
I
an
do hope,
interview.
I do hope
he
they
talked
give him
about it.
more. I do
Yeah.
hope they give him more. I think he is deserving of more
Yeah.
character development. Although he did take out that guard, that was probably the most brutal, other than the acid. But we didn't see the acid scene. But
Yeah.
we did see Gunter gun down that guard and cold blood right there.
True.
I did like that booby trap. That was an interesting booby trap. It was like a reverse of like gravity. They
man,
used opposite gravity, which you're
Yeah.
not expecting. So
That was pretty
No.
trippy.
yeah, there was
Yeah.
some good
Oof.
booby traps, and
The
that made you
sound
think.
effects at that point,
I know.
was like, oh,
Yeah.
Oh, mute it,
too
mute it.
much.
Did you watch it with the
Yeah.
subtitles?
Oh, yeah.
Even the subtitles said like flesh sound or something. I was like,
Yes.
oh, you didn't have to throw that in there. Oh. That was
Yeah.
not really for kids in some
PG
ways.
14.
Yeah, at that point.
All right, so to wrap up this this spoiler section of the show, man, we could go on for so long. There's so much more we didn't even cover, and it was
Well,
Yeah,
absolutely
because the
fantastic.
supervisor
You
and
had
stuff.
Pocket was Kelly McDonald. That was from Brave.
Right, that was a great
Merida.
one. Yeah, Merida.
So don't somebody
Great
said,
addition.
Don't trust this Slimo.
Yeah, that's a classic line right
Yeah.
there. That's from the Phantom Menace.
Okay,
And
I thought so.
And he calls the Doug Sebulba.
yeah.
Slimo.
Sebulba
Yeah.
Slimo. Giant alien Thalops.
Yeah,
Thulu likes the stories. or-
Cathalops is his name.
Oh, that's his
in the
name.
trailer. So he's that big alien that was
Yeah.
down below.
That
So
was intense.
I
was
liked how
like,
they played
"That's
it.
the
Too,
guy."
me too. That's just good family friendliness
It
right
was.
there.
That's
It
the
should have
thing.
been darker, but
I thought they were going to go dark with that
Yes.
and him be
Yeah.
like a really menacing villain, almost
Yeah.
like they were
Really?
going to have to find their way out of this pirate
another
lair.
mess. Yep.
But the way they played it, that's what I was talking about, like the innocent tone and how
Yeah.
sometimes innocence and good-hearted nature will get you farther than
Yes.
like the pirate side, because they were just friendly to him.
Yeah.
Even though he was this big, very big, imposing, could have eaten them all in a second.
Well, they played that up because
Alien,
it was
yeah.
dark in the shadows, and he comes up with
Yeah.
his big arms.
Yeah.
I like that twist, and I like that character. And it was funny
Absolutely.
too because he just could tell by smell. That was also an interesting thing. He
That's
smelled,
right.
he's like,
Right, yeah.
"You're right. Don't trust him."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really good, and how he just wanted to hear stories. He just wanted to be entertained, which is
Yeah.
relatable to all of us.
Without a
Yes.
doubt.
And Wim is a good storyteller.
He is. That was one of his
cute.
strengths that they played there, and how the kids just befriended him and how he befriended
Yeah.
them. And the funniest part, though, to that whole thing was the fact that he had a tentacle that had a mace on the
Yeah, seriously.
like he was like a ball
Yeah,
with
it was
spikes.
perfect.
I was like, okay, he's got normal tentacles, and then is that his tail? It must be like his tail or something. But I was
Possibly.
like, that was silly, but it was still fun. But I thought that was a really good one. Could harken back to also Cthulhu, which is also with pirate themes and stuff like that. Cthulhu's Cthulhu. Also, well, Cthulhu is almost like the end world bringer type thing.
I see.
But yeah, I liked her addition. Pocket was a great addition. I thought she played it well. And
Well,
the,
for
and
a
the
side character,
interaction
yeah.
between the two of them, I thought was hilarious. And
Yeah.
even Jod's like worried face. And the other scene when I was talking about like Jod or I just lost his name. Why do I lose everything?
Wim?
Whim.
No.
SM33.
No, his actual name. Jude
Jude Law.
Law. Thank you. Wow. I never
Just
thought I
think
could forget.
Jod Law.
Jod Law. I never thought I could forget so much so fast without a severe bullet to the head. But whenever they're in the room, when they finally get to the room and he's freaking out, Jude Law's character is freaking out Jod.
Yeah.
And he's the kids are just having a fun time being kids, like you were saying, Dan and Fact Checker. And they are like, but we want to go check this out. We want to. He's just yelling at them. He's like, no, there's murderous pirates coming to kill us all. Don't you understand? But that was like the most Jude Law acting, and
Yeah.
it played up so well. I really loved that interaction between them. It was just fun and funny, like how he
Yeah.
was freaking out.
He's just owning his role.
He is. He's so good.
Whatever they ask him to do, he's delivering the
great job.
comedy,
Yeah.
the dad, the reluctant dad,
the eyes, man. He's
mad
always like,
guy.
Yeah.
he's got the eyes.
But then
He's so
goes
good.
serious mode.
And then
Yes.
the serious mode, the scary. You're like,
like
oh,
you could
my
see
goodness.
the transformation on his face.
Yes.
And that was impressive.
Even in his act, in his body language, even though
Yeah.
the scene from behind, whenever he
know.
stood there, and you could just everybody knew what was happening.
yep.
You're like, is he gonna go that way? But then also, even before that, whenever he had his back turned and then shrugged his shoulders, like gave in to the situation.
Yeah.
It's great acting. He kills it. Like he is for me.
Yeah.
In this show so far,
Exactly.
he's the most interesting character of the entire show.
Which is why
for
I like
me.
him, because
And-
he's so good at this.
And he's such a good actor. It shows it shows how he is such a good actor in this. It's hard to come across in all those different facets in a show that could go very
for sure.
corny really fast.
Yeah,
and he plays
definitely.
it so well, and I really enjoy that.
The fact checker liked him so much that she wouldn't watch The Holidays 4 times in a row.
Right. Oh yeah. Just to get those
Right?
swooning eyes.
On my latest adventure,
You did watch The Holiday?
3 times.
Oh my goodness, I
I,
knew
I
it.
kept falling asleep. So on the next plane, I'd watch it
falling
again.
I actually was curious after watching this again. I'm like, maybe I should rewatch The Holiday because it has
It's
Jack
so
Black.
good.
Oh no.
And doesn't it have Jack Black?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it has Jude
Actually, he's
Law.
better than that though.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
don't
he's
remember.
really good.
I remember it being,
Kate
enjoyable.
Winslet,
Okay.
Cameron Diaz.
It was
I don't remember.
enjoyable
A lot of
in the
big
first
actors.
watch through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the story was, for a chick flick.
It was
Yeah.
okay.
It had a little depth to it. I remember too.
There
no
is.
Johnny Depp was in it. No.
No Johnny Depp. They didn't plumb the Johnny Depps of love stories
Right.
like.
Pirates.
Pirates.
Bringing it back to pirates.
That's right.
But he is kind of Johnny Depp-like in some ways in this.
Well,
Not-
with all
not
his
ex-
names.
not exactly.
His troubled past when he met
Yeah.
Pocket. It reminded me of Johnny Depp. He was like,
Yeah.
I think I deserved that, or whatever
Yeah.
he says.
That's right. I think, I'm not sure, it might have been KG or Chmerkins, maybe Bismo. Someone said earlier that episode 7 is what Jude Law said was his favorite episode. So is that when we get his backstory?
I hope
and we
so.
figure out
I think
what
so.
has been going on with him.
We're going to get the backstory, and we might get the redemption. Although I feel like the redemption might be the very end, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. Because, we got to know more about, what'd you say, is it Renaud? supervisor.
Renard.
We
And-
gotta know. We gotta
Well,
meet them finally.
I don't think Tack Renard's going to be the supervisor because that's like thousands of years, isn't it? Or
It has to be
a
though.
long time. How would he still be alive?
He took over the role of the supervisor when he crashed on the planet with his ship because clearly he made it
Sure.
off. I'm thinking,
But his hat was what the kid was wearing because he had the same hat was in that hologram image was what the kid was wearing.
I
Not
thought-
that he couldn't.
Well, I
obviously
thought
take
yeah,
that off.
I
but-
thought the one pirate that they ran into on the ship was the captain. Like that, when they took the hat, when there was a scene when they found the dead bones on the ship when they were walking
I
around.
think those were just crew members.
That's
Yeah.
what my son told me when I'm like, wasn't that the captain? He's like, no, Dad, that was just another pirate. I'm like, oh, okay, I wasn't paying attention.
I don't think that. I think they would have built it up a lot more.
Well, it felt important to me,
But-
at the time.
Possibly.
But knowing what we know now, it couldn't have been because it wasn't epic enough. If they're hiding his face, or who else is he? We were like, is this some like Easter egg drop? Is he like
Right.
Hondo? Is he not really? But is he somebody that we know from another show or a series, or is he going to show up in another series? Or if
Yeah.
the other thing is if Pocket's a bounty hunter with talking about pucks and all that, it
Right.
felt very Mandalorian. It reminded
yeah.
me of Mando.
And how she even said the
Is she in the guild?
guild, yeah,
Yeah.
the measly guild ones or whatever. Which I was like, oh, that's a good callback.
And does this take
Mando.
place?
It's during
Parallel?
it's during the Mandalorian time frame.
So
So I don't
the
know exactly
child-
when, but
yeah.
it's
But you could have seen, what's his name there? Maybe having a good old time.
yeah, Mando might still show up. Although the more we get into this, like the less I feel like they're gonna
Yeah.
bring in.
You don't need to.
and I don't think they need to
No,
bring in
definitely
any
not.
other like characters unless it plays to the story. Like Tack Renard needs to be somebody big in the past, or something like that. Like maybe Tack Renard was actually a Sith or something like that. But I almost get the feeling that Tack Renard is almost like a Dread Pirate Roberts. That's kind of what I'm getting in some ways.
That'd be
Like
cool.
he actually wanted to retire. But the only way he knew to retire and have like a normal life was to go somewhere where nobody could find him.
Yeah.
The one
And
planet.
restart.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
And
Yeah.
then so maybe he did become at that time
supervisor.
the supervisor and then they passed it down through generations.
I still don't understand
Sure.
how the ship crashed, got buried slightly in
I don't
dirt.
think it crashed. I think
he landed it and
hid
buried it. Yeah,
Buried
I think
it.
he
Yeah.
hid
like
the
a true
ship.
pirate, he buried it in
Absolutely.
dirt.
Yeah.
And
Like
how
we were talking
long
about
ago?
earlier.
Because it wasn't that long ago because the power stuff was still working. And
Well, no, it was just in like what was it? Stasis mode or whatever. Standby mode for a
Sleep-
long.
it was in
sleep
sleep
mode.
mode.
Yeah, for a long time.
maybe
And-
he was still checking on it in case he ever needed to make a quick escape. Maybe he was
Maybe.
making sure.
Well,
he had it
Tamarkin's-
plugged in, to gonk.
Right. Yeah. He had a gonk. He had a battery on board. What's up, battery? What's up, battery?
There we go.
Nailed
Nice.
Just waiting. Sorry.
Sorry.
What were you saying, fact checker?
Tamarkins has a good point or
Yeah.
good question. She said, wait, did they say that Renaud was stabbed with his own knife? Maybe that skeleton they found impaled on the wall with the knife was really him.
I don't think they said that he was. Oh no, they did say he was. They did say he was backstabbed. He was backstabbed by his concubine.
Oh,
Remember, he
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah.
SM33
That's right.
did say that. That's
So
a good
was that
point.
the one on the ship?
I don't think that was. I still don't think that was him.
it can't be. Otherwise, they would
But
have
they
showed
found the
his
knife on the
face.
ship, stabbed into.
But that
somebody.
might be. That could be anybody's knife.
Or he just left the knife behind. He
It's
survived.
an interestingly nice knife, I must say.
He
It
might.
is an interesting knife.
Yeah.
I do
But
like
if
that
he
knife.
carried
I
it-
want that knife.
It's pretty cool.
Tamarkin's okay. She's got the facts too. She said he was stabbed by his concubine
that's-
and then took the whole ship down with this crew inside.
That's what they. That's,
So that's
what
what you were saying. Crash
SM33
landing.
It's possible that
But-
SM33 doesn't have all the facts.
Right.
Maybe he was stabbed, but maybe
they
he
could
survived.
rewrite his memory like.
Or,
from
yeah,
command.
exactly. Maybe
Right.
maybe he survived. Maybe it was a look-alike. It was a Padme Amidala situation.
He
with
still.
a fake.
He could have been stabbed, took down the whole ship.
Yeah,
and
survived.
still survived.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, why would they hide his
But-
face unless they're saving it for something else? That's the
Right.
part that,
Agreed. Yeah.
for a story perspective, like just show who he is. He's an
Yeah.
ugly pirate. I don't know.
But there's a myth behind, or a man behind this myth.
Right.
There is.
Right.
Big reveal.
But is it a man? Another theory that I
Oh.
think Screen Crush came out with as well was
It's a woman.
Was no. Oh gosh. I mean,
That's what
still a
Hunter thinks.
That's still a possibility. But no, it could possibly be that SM-33 is actually
Tech-Renat.
the pirate the whole time,
No.
and that he like wiped his own memory to hide everything.
That would be kind of cool, though.
And that's why they didn't show him. I don't really like
I
that
don't like-
theory, and I don't
no.
feel like that would be satisfying enough.
No.
SM-33 is a really cool character, but being the actual Tech-Renat doesn't make as
Yeah.
much sense as him being a robot.
Or what if he took over as...
Or he was the betrayal. Like,
he was the one that wanted to take over and go to the planet. I don't know
He could've been
what
the
he has to do with
concubine.
all of the...
yeah.
What does he have to
that
do
was
with all the
hilarious,
money?
though.
But
Speaking of the concubine scene, whenever they said that, and then the kids were like, "What's a concubine?" And then that's the moment, though. It was like more adult, and then Jude's Law is like, "That's enough storytelling for now."
Classic.
Oh, that was so funny. Tamerkins, I am no man.
oh, we're back to that.
Oh
eh?
no, Tamerkins! Oh, that's so funny. And Bismo says so many gems. There are so many gems in this, man.
definitely.
And we could talk for hours. To sum up, though, we do need to move on.
Yeah.
To sum up, though, I think some of the biggest questions we still have. What are the three biggest questions I think we still have for this series? We know what Atten does now, but we need to know who's the supervisor.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest ones. Who's the supervisor? Who was Tech-Renat? They're obviously leaving that as a mystery, and we need to know that. And I think the other biggest one is Jod. Is Jod a Jedi or not? And also, will the kids make it home alive or not?
Yeah. Will he be redeemed?
Right, will he be redeemed?
Well, and I'm just going to repeat what I said last week, which
Yeah.
is I'm good with them taking their sweet little darn little time with this show.
Sweet little darn little time,
And
baby.
it proved it again because they had a longer episode. It had a good pacing.
Yeah.
It had story, mystery. They answered questions. They created new questions, just like a good episode series should do.
Right.
You know, if we want answers, of course we don't want an open-ended story and it ends with like certain others, like a lot of other shows. Like what happened to from Ahsoka, those two. What a weird way to end season 1. You know, obviously you think there's a season 2, but you don't know in this day and age.
Yeah.
So obviously with this season, you want it to wrap up in a satisfying way,
But will
also
it?
leave
Yeah.
some things open ended. Like when you watch a movie, you want the movie to end satisfying.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't want it to just drop at mid thing. You know,
Right.
like Monty Python. Yeah, just got arrested. Ran out of money. No, I want it to end and have some conclusion with the characters that we've come to know.
Or Spider-Man, the second Spider-Man movie.
Yes.
That was a bit of a...
Well, yeah, but you know that there's a third to finish the trilogy.
Yeah, but...
So,
yeah.
but in this one, you're like, I want it to satisfy our season 1-ness and be complete enough, but also leave it open for season 2. Like, you know, there's somebody we
Yeah.
meet, or, you know, there's still more mystery around Jod, or we find out
Right.
Jod's dad was this person that we all knew.
Right.
And how does that connect?
lead to a different story or a different adventure altogether.
Maybe
there's something else bigger in the galaxy. Like they
Yeah.
could go the Thrawn route with the...
Right. What if the Thrawn walks up at
outbound
the end
flight,
and
yeah.
starts talking to, you know, somebody that Jod knows?
That's a great
or-
point.
You could tie it in, and this story feels like it should have been maybe a first story to help set up the Mandoverse because of the money situation and how that could reach out into the Mandalorian, into the other shows,
Right.
where they're at Ahsoka maybe even, and how this plays in.
I think it plays well. This show definitely still fits in the Mandalorian universe, the Mandoverse, I think. And just the fact that they're bringing in pirates. So now we have bounty hunters in Mando. Then we got pirates in this, you know, and even Boba Fett, I guess, are bounty hunters kind of. But I think they could still redeem Boba Fett. I hope they do. I still think what's his name needs redemption because the second season of Mando, he was fantastic. But Ahsoka is where we're really lacking. But they could bring that around with Heir of the Empire and really build it up because I feel like it's all going to come. I hope it all kind of comes together with fighting Thrawn at the end, or it's. Or they might bring in is like the Ujang Vong War, you know, where it's actually an exterior threat. Which they're not called the Ujang Vong in this. They're called I always forget the canon name now, but they're basically the same thing. But yeah, I agree with you, Dan. I think it could all tie in together. And the other thing I wanted to say though, what I was thinking about was real quick with Jod, real fast, the way he
He ignited.
the way you saw him look at the lightsaber and then ignite it.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was like familiar. It was like coming back to something that was familiar to him. That's what made me think that episode 7 is his favorite, because they're not going to show him escaping maybe in episode 6. Maybe episode 7 is whenever you see Jod wreck shop with a lightsaber getting off the planet as a boss. I don't know. That's a possibility. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but that could be a real possibility for episode 7 and why it's Jude Law's favorite, because he is actually getting to use a lightsaber as a Jedi, but not really a Jedi, dark Jedi user.
Yeah.
So that was another one. That's why I think he was disillusioned by the Jedi, and it could have still been Order 66. I know that's definitely a cliche now, but it makes sense for the fact that he trusted his whole life to the Jedi, and then all the Jedi died, and he was forced to live a different life and abandon everything that had come before. So Jod, is he a Jedi? What do you guys think out there? Do you think Jod's a Jedi? Who do you think the supervisor is? Is it going to be attached to the High Republic? Tak Renad. Who do you think Tak Renad is? There's so many theories floating around out there. We'd love to speculate with you guys. If you guys have any theories, let us know in the comments and the chat and the comments down below. We'd love to hear from you guys, and we'll have our theories as we go. So, but as far as this episode, chef's kiss, man. It was near perfection for us, and what a fun time we've had just talking about it, not let alone watching it. So,
And what a fun one to come out at Christmas.
yeah, great, yeah, for sure.
It didn't have to be at Christmas. It would have been fun to watch any other time, but they peaked at the right time, and hopefully it doesn't drop off from here. I think it's just going to keep going. Maybe we dip a little bit. We slow things down a little bit for set 6.
I think
but
so.
maybe
I think
7
they will.
He says 7 is his absolute favorite.
Yeah. So it's a short.
The guy that
dip.
wrote this thing, or what was his name?
That was Jude Law who said that was his favorite.
Yeah.
It was episode 7.
And the director too.
Oh, did he say that as well?
Oh,
Who's
was
the
it?
main director guy?
I just lost it. He's the guy who did No Way Home or all the Spider-Man. I lost it.
Too many cookies.
Too many names.
John Watts.
John Watts.
John
yes,
Watts.
Thank
said-
you. Fact checker.
I think I'm pretty sure John Watts in the interview I saw said 7 was his absolute favorite. I think
Okay.
John Watts and his friend wasn't Schreier, but it was the other guy that was right next to him who did some of the other ones. They're like partners. They're like the Russo brothers. They're
yeah,
the,
kind of. They're creative
okay, yeah.
force together.
They're
in a
the
lot of
two
ways.
from.
And I like that John Favreau was on set with them, and David Filoni as well. So
I'm just thankful that this has been a fun trip so far.
Yeah.
and we're always excited for it to be. We're waiting for the other. Everybody keeps waiting for the other shoe to drop in Star Wars land, but it hasn't dropped. I don't think it's gonna drop. I think it's gonna stay positive.
I think
and
this one's
it's
gonna land well.
Ride to the end and take us into 2025, right in time for Andor.
Yeah, and on that point, Mrs. Manrique said earlier that her husband has now been convinced to buy or to subscribe to Disney Plus again. So they watch the
Hey!
show. So
Wow, that's a big deal.
I mean, that's one fan or a
Yes.
few fans that are already coming back in a way
Yeah.
to Star Wars because of the success of the show. That is
Right.
positive movement.
The numbers have shown that the show did not start off super strong, but it has actually gotten better as the episodes have gone on. And that's kind of what we predicted whenever we were talking about it. I was like, it's going to take some time to get some fans back. Whereas the Acolyte started off semi-strong and was the lowest watched by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Whereas, and that's what set up a bad start for this show. But now it's growing because people are actually starting to talk about it because it's actually a good show. So I know it's going to take some time, but I think if they can get through season 1 and people really like it and they can get Star Wars back on track, I think you could get a second season of this. If there's enough buzz around it and if people like it enough. Because, I mean, look, we got Andor season 2, and Andor wasn't as well watched it was well received in some ways. Kind of mixed bag for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it got a season 2, and man, did the budget, they did not stop anything on the budget which we'll have to talk about in a minute. But
Give them more money.
I think we're gonna get a second season of Skeleton Crew if they can stick the landing.
I hope so.
And
Or just turn it into a movie.
or just or finish it into a
go
movie.
Yeah, that would be better.
Or what you could do is do the he could show up in the Mandalorian Grogu movie,
Yeah.
and then you could bounce off that,
That's
going
true.
to and do
Season
this
two.
season
Do
2.
Skeleton Crew,
Sure.
Return of the Goonies.
Return of the Goonies.
Skeleton Crew returns. But also, I like here KG, which I forgot about, said that 6 is several of the kids' favorite, which I think leads to our point that it's going to be more kid-centric, and you're not going to see Jude Law in episode 6, and then episode 7 it's going to be heavy Jude Law. So
It's going to be kids in Wendell.
kids and Wendell, baby. Wendell and kids.
Hold on tight.
But
Dan.
you're right. The kids did sneak away on the slide of death or whatever.
That was a good move by Wim. That was a pretty good move, although we have no
Yeah.
idea where it leads.
I know.
No, I would
That's a
think
little
it
dark.
empties
falls,
into the acid pit that the acid went down
or
into.
Spike.
It could have
you
been.
know,
Usually they don't end well
floor.
when you pull up a booby trap like
Yeah,
that.
for
Usually,
sure.
usually, maybe they fall like Luke on Bespin. And he just falls and falls
Yeah,
and
and then
falls.
they-
So it's a slide. And
Slides,
hangs
yeah.
on the thing.
It's probably going to turn into a slide.
Yeah.
Or it's a trash compactor. That
Yeah.
would be funny.
Is Smee now SM33 gonna like revolt against Jod and go back for the kids?
I don't think he can.
I don't think
Can't break his
He's
programming?
Now programmed.
I don't
yeah.
think he can break his
He
program.
obviously felt bad about that, which is interesting.
Yeah,
he
that
has
was-
Such a
I'm sorry,
conscience.
kids, but orders are orders.
He has some personality. Is it
Yeah.
the mouse? Is
But
that
Captain's
Rod?
orders.
Is that is the mouse?
Renaud.
Renaud.
Tacronod, the mouse inside the eye. It
'Cause
could be.
Every time something happens, the mouse comes out.
Yeah, the mouse thing
So
is interesting.
creepy.
That could actually be a sentient being who's helping with.
Who knows?
But I don't know.
But Timerkins asked, can you imagine these Skeleton Crew kids meeting Grogu?
That would be a nice.
Wow.
That would be a fun moment.
That'd
that would
be
be really
crazy.
fun.
Now you're cooking with gas.
Yeah, especially Wim. You know, with the Force and Grogu and Jedi and stuff like that. How
Yeah.
cool would it be actually if Wim gets to meet Luke Skywalker?
Whoa.
Now you're talking.
That would be epic as
That's
well.
like every kid because that's
Yeah.
every kid wanting to meet their hero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is Luke a hero?
he is a hero.
Yeah, he is a hero.
Don't say
Right,
anything
Disney?
yeah, they no. Don't listen to them. They
Have
don't
them
know.
say it.
Good gravy.
Yeah.
But so is Grogu. So is Mando. That's that. Let's make it happen.
Oh yeah. All right, cool. Well, we love that episode. That was a lot of fun. We're gonna be moving on here, but again, let us know what you thought of it. We've talked about it in depth now, so we want to hear from you guys. All right, cool. We have another segment here we want to get to, which is we're gonna be playing a pirate game. It's game time. Do you have that one, Dan? Sorry, I threw it.
Think I would, but I don't think
You don't
I
have
do.
to. No worries. We got
Glockenspiel.
we got game time, and
No,
it does
no.
apply to pirates.
I have
So-
a bicycle horn. Oh, shoot, that's not very.
That was a clown.
exciting. What's
that was
this?
a clown.
Oh, jingle bells. Okay,
It's
that
still
works.
Christmas. We're still
Is
celebrating
it
Christmas.
Is it piratey Christmas?
Speaking of which, right now I think is a good time since he did
Here we
play
go.
that was good. He did play the Christmas jingle bells. What did you guys get for Christmas? Let us know in the comments and in the chat. Did you guys get some epic stuff? We want to hear from you. But as you're telling us that, we're going to jump into the pirate game. So fact checker, I'm going to need your help with this
Alright.
one.
I'm ready, but I did get some epic stuff that I think
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
are rocking this
Oh, yeah.
evening.
You're right.
on the
Yes.
show.
Look at this thing. She shared with us these incredibly cool glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they
Like-
Christmassy.
but Star Wars
Star
glasses.
Wars, yeah.
And they
That's
all have
awesome.
fun little sayings on them. It was so
I
cute.
didn't see the sayings.
Yeah, they're all different.
Galaxy's greetings.
Have a
little-
bountiful holiday. Wow.
A little eggnog.
And
then
mine says up to snow good.
Wow.
Up to snow good. I've got a Vader
Dad
one here.
jokes, baby. Dad jokes.
May the force be with you or something. I can't remember what it says, but it says something.
Read it.
Read it.
That one said Mary.
Mary force be with you.
Merry Force be with you.
Happy Vades.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
sparkling water or
Sparkling grape juice.
Sparkling grape juice.
works.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
So thank
For
you
the new
to
year.
the gift givers.
Yes, thank you.
But yeah, Bismo said he got some much needed new headphones.
All right.
Sonia said she did get some awesome gifts.
There's nothing more fun than some new headphones, right, Bismo? Sony
Right.
XM4 is nice.
Oh.
Nice.
You'll be hearing things you never heard before.
Sorry if it's on the show.
Yeah, sorry. Oh my goodness. That's
All
awesome.
right, but I've got the game ready.
All right, let's do
Nice.
this. So the game. Do you want to give us the?
Yep.
I mean, I can say
Yeah.
what it is. So the game is called Fact or Fiction Pirate Edition. All right.
Fact checker fiction.
Yep, with the fact checker.
Yep, I've
Fact or
got
Fiction
it.
Pirate Edition. So do you want? Did she give you the rules?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you hit us up with that?
Okay, can you guess? So this is a question. Can you guess which of these infamous pirate names were historical and which are fictional marauders? So you need to answer fact or fiction. And the player with the most correct guesses wins. Ready the cannons, let the mutiny begin.
Yes.
The librarian who made this. She's so good.
She's
I need a
awesome.
cannon sound effect, but I'll find it.
Yeah.
I'll find it
Do the
one day.
jingle bells.
The
That's
jingle
the
bells.
cannon sound.
Yeah.
We got to reserve the
It's
glockenspiel.
a snow cannon.
Snow cannon. Yeah.
Snowballs, yeah.
Snowball. What's that movie from? If you guess what that movie is from,
Snowball.
you get a Wookiee cookie.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking.
Snowball.
I think I know which one it is.
Just the way it's said too, and that gives it away
Nice.
really.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. KG said she also got some new headphones that were much needed.
fantastic.
What the small world?
And Tamerkins.
You'll be hearing colors.
Ooh, this is cool. I didn't even know they made one.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Neil Funko Pop bobblehead.
Oh
is
my
awesome.
gosh, that
And
is awesome.
lot-
And
Lots of
KG got
books.
the Neil
Tolkien,
Funko for her
oh.
Padawan.
That's awesome.
Where are you guys finding these things?
Yeah, seriously.
Because I was at GameStop and all I saw a Jod like Black Series,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
character.
Still,
And then I think it was the Wolfman 2 or something. It was very limited. Maybe they were picked over, but
Yeah, maybe.
anyway, I was looking for some stuff. But
Amazon.
it was Amazon.
Brutus.
Was
Yeah.
it?
Brutus is his
That's what
name,
Tarkin
the
said.
Wolfman.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Right.
Dude, yeah, that's awesome. I know the toys for this. I'm actually way more interested in the toys.
Mm-hmm.
I bet they are going to sell the toys of this show
Oh yeah, 'cause
better
it's for kids.
than
Especially
anything
that
else.
Neil one. I mean, look, two people in the
Yeah.
chat already have that.
Have
so
Neil.
that's amazing.
Plus, I wanted to get the Onyx Cinder Lego set that I think Nick got. I think he got it.
Did he already build
I'm
it?
not 100% sure if he got
Ooh,
it or
come
not.
on, Nick.
Let us know.
Lego build.
What do we? He doesn't watch the show.
All right, to the game.
To the game.
Okay, so you guys ready? And the chat can answer too, right?
Yes,
Fact
the
or
chat.
Fiction.
Yep.
Okay,
so it's
good.
kind of Dan and I are kind of going against each
Are
other.
we going against each
but
other?
also against the chat.
But also
so
against the
it's-
chat.
And you know the rule there.
Every pirate for themselves. They get 3 seconds.
Oh, I was going to say the chat always wins.
The chat always wins, really. I mean, the
Oh,
Gonkers.
the chat. Oh, Gonkers
the Gonkers
always
always
win.
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 That's true.
Okay, but here's an example to begin,
All
just
right.
so everyone kind of gets some practice and gets a feel for the game. All right, so remember you're answering fact or fiction
Fact or fiction?
with the name I'm about to say.
Okay.
Is this
Get ready.
Question one or is this a practice?
It's practice.
Okay, sorry.
Practice. Oop, yikes. Okay, Captain Jack Sparrow.
Fiction.
Fact. Wait, are you supposed to say a line by Captain Jack Sparrow?
No. Just
I'm just saying the name.
Is
the
he real?
is it
infamous
fact
pirate
or
names.
fiction?
Yeah.
Fiction.
Okay.
Fiction. I was a little concerned.
Yeah, I was a little worried
I didn't think it
too.
was just the pirate as a fact or fiction.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
listen
the pirate
to the instructions.
The pirate name. So it's a
Yeah.
pirate name. Is this a real pirate in real life, or was this a pirate from a fictional
Fiction.
pirate character?
Yeah. Yep. So okay,
Nice.
you guys are correct. that
Well,
one is fiction.
That
Dan,
was a
you
tough one. The way you said it, you're like Captain Jack Sparrow. I was like, oh, maybe there's one out there.
I mean, you never know.
Wasn't
That's
he
the,
based on a real one? But
The,
I think he's a
answers
culmination
might
of
be
both.
tricky. So
Yeah, this is gonna get tougher from here.
Good
That was
luck.
easy level 1.
so
I think we're gonna probably jump to level 10 now.
probably. All right.
dear.
Okay. So this is for all the marbles, and you guys, you don't have to like speed say it, right? You can just say your guess whenever you're ready to guess.
because it doesn't matter. Like if he says
We just have to lock in.
it's not
Yeah.
going to influence mine.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Keep track of your own scores.
Or are you
should we
going to
write
say
them-
1, 2, 3, and we'll say
Okay.
go?
Yeah, and then we'll say it at the same time, so
Oh,
then
okay.
it doesn't influence.
There we
At
go.
least Dan and I, the chat can take, the Gonkers can take that.
I love it. Skylark said, "Good thing I majored in pirate history."
Right? All ye pirate lovers out there, this game be for you.
I've read some pirate books, so it's interesting.
Good for you.
Anyway, I'm not. I'm
good
giving
thing
the
we're
facts.
not. Good thing we're not
Plundering,
playing you.
pillaging, all the fun stuff.
I've already found the treasure.
Yeah.
She's got a mint in her backyard.
Yeah.
All right.
She goes by many names.
All right. So number 1, I'm just going to say the name.
All right.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Edward Kenway.
Edward
Fiction.
Kenway.
Oh, sorry, we gotta say it at the same time.
All right, I got my answer.
Okay.
It might
One.
be. Oh shoot.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Fiction. Ooh.
I'm going fiction.
okay.
Although
fiction.
there is actually a possibility that this could be
No,
real.
Kenway sounds so fake.
No, I know what it's from. I know what that's from. But
You know what Kenway's
tricky.
from?
So, okay, we're letting the chat jump in. The chat is saying fact, fact, fact so far.
Oh, dear.
Can I get?
We're messed up.
Do I get an extra point if I call what it's from?
Can I phone a friend?
I
Wait, we're
don't-
taking our own score.
Yes,
should've
you
had
can get
something
an
to
extra
write on.
point if you know what it's from. How about that?
I'm gonna FaceTime Nick and I'm gonna ask him.
Bring Nick in.
Okay.
You need to know
do you
about
want
the
the
Alex Cinder. Just call him.
Yeah.
I said fiction. Yep.
Okay,
We
ready?
both said fiction.
Answer is fiction.
All right, can
Thank
I say what
goodness.
it's from?
Sure.
It
You get half
is-
a point if you get this. You don't get a full
All right.
point.
Okay, you make up the rules. So it's actually from Black Flag, which is Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah.
Black Flag.
Nice.
Edward Kenway
That was his name on
was
this.
his name.
Yeah.
I played that game a lot and I did not remember that.
That's my favorite Assassin's Creed game.
It is
The
a
best that
great
they've
game.
ever made, and
100%.
it's pirates.
100%.
So,
It's
all right,
it's
so-
so much fun on that ship, just floating around and pillaging.
It is. I know that's
Just
the fun of that game.
blasting just the ship battles themselves. It's
Well,
so much fun.
That's
The
hilarious.
most fun part is that you can get on a ship and go anywhere you want.
Yep,
in,
exactly.
on the map, and you can just go attack ships.
Wow.
You can go fishing. You
Yep.
can go to another port. You
It's
can go wherever.
So much fun.
I love that game. Why did they never come out with a second? They just needed to do a second game.
Black
of that.
Flag
Because it was
too.
so good, you don't want to ruin
And
it,
it took
right?
place during
No.
the American Revolution, or no?
Oh, that's awesome.
No, I think it was
No, it was
before
more
that.
like 1500s or something.
Yeah.
1600s.
Oh.
It was 1600s, I think.
So I have 1.5 points.
Yes.
Okay.
And Dan has one. Okay.
Okay.
Good try, chat. Keep going. You got this. All right. Okay, number 2. Ready?
I'm ready.
Oh yeah.
Hold your
I
answer
be ready.
until we do the countdown.
Okay.
All right, Captain Kidd.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Kidd.
Oh, while you think, Iñaki said, do you know AC for
I'm
Black
switching.
Flag has an official comic sequel? It's called AC Forgotten Temple.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There you go, Dustin.
Ah, Dustin.
Comic sequel, brilliant.
Facts from Iñaki.
Facts from Iñaki.
Let's go, Iñaki.
From
He's
the
got.
future.
You got. I presume you have the comic sequel. That's incredible.
Facts.
All right. Did we say our answer?
No, but ready? 3, 2, 1.
Fact.
Fact. Yeah, fact.
Okay, I see a fact in the chat too.
Okay.
Wait, can I? Can I also tell you what they're from?
Sure.
What this guy's from?
What
In
was
real
the
life?
name?
Captain Kidd.
Also in Black Flag. Assassin's Creed
Oh,
Black
that's funny.
Flag.
That's not the answer I have written down.
Okay. I
No-
thought I'd
no
try.
bonus
You
credit.
said he said he's fact, and
He
he's
said
from
it's
Assassin's
fact,
Creed.
yeah.
It's a real pirate, but they also
He's
had,
also in Assassin's
and
Creed.
technically they played it as a female in,
Oh, okay.
which I don't know if in real life the
The Captain Pirates were
You don't
female.
even know if this person was in real life.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
It
did
was.
you answer?
It
Okay.
was.
Okay.
It was fact.
Is it fact?
It's
Oh,
fact.
Yeah, he
right.
was born William Kidd, 1645.
Oh, Billy the
Scotland.
Kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
KIDD.
Yep.
KIDD.
It's the only way to do it.
1 point. So, all right. So I don't
So
get an
you
extra
both-
point for that.
All right.
Dang it.
But
Or half
one,
point.
you got 1 point for.
All right. I got 2.5 points.
Nice. And the chat is right there too.
They have 2.5?
Always.
No, they don't. I'm ahead of them. I mean, Gonkers always win, but you got to earn it.
And Dan has 2 because you both said fact, right?
Yep.
So,
Yes.
Nice. Okay, number
That
3.
is a fact.
We're on it.
Exactly. No, you're
We're
good.
learning something at the same time. That's what I like about this game.
Yeah.
Bismo
pirate
says I'm
history.
so bad at this.
No,
Well,
you can do it, Bismo.
You got it, Biz.
You can only get better from here.
That's
I don't
true.
know.
I mean, you're not wrong. All right.
Okay, so number 3, Calico Jack.
Calico Jack sounds fake, but I think it's real. Why am I thinking my thoughts out loud?
Thank you. Calico Jack.
And Tamerkin said, nah, Kid was a dude. There were female pirates,
Yeah.
but not sure about captains.
Yeah, so I thought that was an
Agreed.
interesting angle that they played that in Assassin's Creed,
yeah,
though.
yeah. I mean, you got to change it up sometimes.
Well, and why it's they named the kid because the voice sounded more like a kid, but it was actually a girl trying to sound like a
Okay.
guy.
Yeah, that makes
so,
sense.
at least in the Assassin's Creed, not real life, obviously. But
Okay, I think I got my answer.
did you
right.
Google it?
He's reading the chat.
What, you're reading the chat? You can't read the
No,
chat.
I'm not reading the chat. I don't know how to read.
Yes, you do.
Really?
Really?
No, I wrote down my answer. I locked it in. It has nothing to
Nice.
do with the chat.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Fact.
Fiction.
Oh, I went fact on this one. I
Whoa.
wasn't sure.
Split.
I figured this is our first
Anytime
split.
you have Jack, though, I feel like it's fake.
it sounds fake.
But yet you said facts.
I know. I don't know.
I know. That's what I said. Calico Jack sounds like
it does
legit.
sound fake. I got to give Dan a chance.
Yeah.
All right. Fiction. I said. What is it?
Okay, it is fact.
Oh, it sounded facty.
Whoa, really?
Nice.
I thought the
Born Jack Rockham, late 1600s
There you
England.
go.
wow. So
And Yaki says Calico Jack was Anne Bonny's lover.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
who's Anne Bonny?
She was also a pirate.
Oh, interesting.
She
This is
was
fun.
Yeah.
She was Calico Jane. Calico Jill.
There you
Calico Jack and Calico Jill. They both went up the pirate hill
go. All right, nice.
to fetch some golden treasure.
Her son was Jack Sparrow. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's it. How many points so far? That was the third question?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Nice. Okay, you guys got this?
Did the
Yep.
what the chat do? The chat get it?
It looks
yeah.
like a lot of people did get
They
it.
got
Mostly facts. Yeah. So the chat
Skylark,
always
I think, is
wins.
3 for 3. It must be nice, huh?
it. Dang. Can we phone a friend?
Well, did you see what she said earlier? She's just going to keep saying fact for every answer, and eventually she'll get one right.
Well, she's gotten them all right at this point.
Yeah, true.
Okay, number 4. You ready?
Yes, we're ready.
Aye, Captain.
All right. Don't overthink it.
Oh, now I'm over.
Aye.
Dread Pirate Roberts.
Oh, no. The Dread Pirate Roberts.
Aye.
Sounds like it's from a movie that I've seen, but I'm sure it's based on reality.
I mentioned that earlier.
You did. That's funny.
Aye, Captain.
And Dustin, going back to AC Forgotten Temple, and Yaki said Edward Kenway sails in East and Southeast Asia. Very awesome setting.
Oh, dude, I'm
you
going to
need
have
to look
to
at
check
that,
that
yeah.
out.
Yes. If
I love
I
that
remember correctly, Iñaki is from that area.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's a
I'm
very
gonna
awesome
have to check
setting.
that out for sure. Then, yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah,
I was born
Locked
ready.
in. 3, 2, 1.
fiction.
Nice.
Do we get a point if we say where it's from?
You get half a point.
Wait,
if
what
you
was
say
the
what's
what was the
from.
name again?
Nope, you don't
Dread
get it.
Pirate Roberts.
Oh. Dustin, do you know where it's from?
Okay, you guys say it at the same time. 3, 2, 1.
Prince
Prince
Bride.
Bride. Dang it.
Okay, you
There's a
both
little
get
bit of
half a
lag over
point.
here.
Okay,
I
we
muted-
both get a half
I
point.
Yeah.
muted
Yes.
Dustin's mic.
Yeah, what the heck? Gong. It only comes out gong.
Yeah, gong. Yeah.
Hey, better. You gotta help me out on this
All
one.
right. Yay, 1.5
Nice.
gigawatts.
Good job. All right.
1.21 gigawatts.
That was a nice little reset for you.
That
Yeah, I'll
was.
take it.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, yeah.
Number 5.
Aye.
Mary Reed.
Wait, didn't somebody just say that character?
No.
No, that was Bonnie Lass or something. I don't
Bonnie Lass.
And Bonnie.
know. Oh, yeah.
There once was a ship.
Anne Reed.
Yeah. No, Mary Reed.
Mary Ann Reed.
Mary.
Mary Reed. Mary Reed.
All right.
How would a pirate say
It
it?
could be Mary Red.
Mary had a little red
Mary
lamb.
Mary read a book about pirates. Aye. Arr. All right.
All right, chat's got their answers
All right.
in. You
I
ready?
got it locked. I wrote it down.
Nice. Ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1.
Fact.
Wow.
We're all wrong. It's fiction.
No, it's fact.
Oh,
It
thank
sounded
goodness.
too real.
Yeah.
You know.
Can I tell you where it's from?
Yes.
Did
you look it up?
Story. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a fiction.
That's a bedtime story.
That's the story I tell to my kids.
Mary
Mary
Red.
Read and how she plundered the 7 seas. She took what she wanted and killed everybody and chopped off their knees.
She only stole hats, remember?
That's right.
I love that story. Aye, Captain.
Oh, dear. Brilliant. Sailed with, oh, my goodness. And Yaki's got it,
I
though.
know. Isn't that awesome?
Mary Reed, or Red, sailed with Calico Jack and Anne Bonny.
Oh, so she was with him, but we didn't say that. But yeah,
She was...
that's awesome, man. And Yaki knows pirate history.
Because he read the book. He read the sequel to your thing.
Yeah. Black flag.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Pirates are interesting.
They are. And
They're
there's
very
a,
interesting.
Yeah. So she was an English infamous female pirate from the 1600s.
Some
Okay.
say that pirates were actually
Oh,
the
that's-
last
that's dark.
free people in the world.
Yeah.
Some say that.
Well, they could have been because they were independent nations as they were going around.
Yeah.
Truly free.
There was like Star Wars. It was as close to being a crew on a Star Wars ship and just traveling the galaxy back then. The galaxy was Earth, and you were just on uncharted waters. You came across whales. You came across space whales, whatever it was.
Moby Dick.
That's right. Fabled
Giant
characters.
whales. We must capture him. Sorry, go ahead.
All right, I got 4.5 points.
Wow, what do you have, Bug? Dustin?
He's got 5 points.
I have 6 points.
Because he got the halves.
Ooh,
I have
and the
6.
extra one because I got the one wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have 6 points.
Okay.
Okay, this is tight between Dustin and the chat, and Dan, you're right there.
I know, I'm right there.
Okay, number 6. Ready?
Yep.
Blackbeard.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Locked in.
3, 2, 1.
Fact.
Nice.
One Hondo.
Was it?
Oh,
Fact.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
second guessing because
Where's he from?
He
Blackbeard's
is,
Ghost, the movie.
he
You
is
guys said that really cool, too.
the
Sorry.
Fact.
I just got the repeat.
Are you getting speech jammed?
No.
Speech jam.
But what were you saying?
He's from real life.
Good job.
No, he's from the Queen's Anne Revenge.
Queen Anne's Revenge.
Queen Anne's
No,
Revenge.
that was
and
his ship name.
Well, technically he was from that. So
Aren't they chocolates
do I get
too?
a 0.5?
Queen Anne something or other? Isn't there like the cherry?
cordial cherries.
Queen Anne's cordial cherries?
I'm sure it's named after Blackbeard.
It's definitely named
Mary
after
Red's
Blackbeard.
cordial cherries?
You know they actually found the Queen Anne's
I
Revenge
know.
not too
well,
long
they
ago.
believe it.
They think so, yeah.
Off the
Wow.
coast of North Carolina.
Yeah,
or
which is
South
interesting.
Carolina.
Well, that's
fascinating.
where he was.
Yeah.
It's the real pirate treasure.
And
What was
Yeah.
his real name? Half
Edward
point.
Teach.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Edward
Sorry,
Teach.
he already
No,
said
you
it.
get it.
Yeah.
Or Edward Thatch. Well, why
Yeah.
not? And well, some days I'm Teach, some days I'm Thatch.
Some days I teach and some days I thatch.
You need a lesson, I'll give you a Teach. If you
I'll
don't,
give you a teach.
another kind of lesson, I'll give you a Thatch. I don't know.
Depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
That's right.
Where's the rum?
Did he have a black beard?
I think
Apparently,
so.
yeah. They said I think he did actually light the ends of his mustache or whatever on fire a little bit.
Just to be scary?
Oh, yeah, because he wanted to be, fearsome.
And he is probably the most notorious of all
Yeah, absolutely.
pirates throughout all history.
Could be, could be.
All right, good job, you guys. Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right, number 7,
Yeah.
One-Eyed Willie.
Okay, I'm going to say this.
Yeah, Tmerkins agreed. And Yaki is spitting trivia tonight.
Yeah, Nyaki knows.
I love
Man.
it.
Inyaki, the pirate himself. Maybe he's a pirate.
Maybe Nyaki's a pirate.
Maybe he's the great grandson of somebody.
Edward Teach.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a great grandson of somebody, but maybe his great grandparent
Yeah, Dan.
was a pirate.
That's a good point.
Could be.
Dan be spitting facts now.
All right,
All
ready?
right, yeah.
All right, 3.
Wait. Who was it again? Say it again.
One-eyed
Don't worry.
Willie.
No.
What? Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Fiction.
Oh, interesting.
Can we say where it's from?
Yes, you have to say it together.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
The Goonies.
I didn't want to say it.
That answers it.
Timing.
It is from the Goonies, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's from the Goonies. I don't remember.
It is
Yeah, it's
100%.
fiction. It's fiction. Good job.
Does he have one eye?
Yes.
Must.
Oh,
Yeah, he did actually have one.
like a patch over the other?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now we're talking.
I.
Sounds like a good movie, actually.
It is a good movie. You should watch it.
Oh my goodness. You will watch it.
You will watch it.
Is it on Disney Plus?
Oh,
I can check.
Yeah, I don't know actually.
But yeah, I'll check while you read those facts from Iñaki.
Yeah.
All right.
What-
Oh, here we go.
Let's learn more history.
Another fun fact from Iñaki Gregorio. The Philippines had Muslim pirates operating in the Sulu Sea.
Nice.
There you go.
Another fun fact is the United States Navy was not very impressive until those Muslim pirates started attacking American ships going to and from America. And that is actually where the term comes from, where we don't deal with what's the term? Sorry.
We don't deal with trespassers.
Terrorists. No.
Terrorists.
We don't
Oh.
deal
Yeah.
with that. Actually came from that because the Muslim pirates would actually take captive and they would sell them back to or kill them and take the money from the Americas because in the beginning the Americans were just trying to pay them off and were
ransoms
trying to,
and they were making tons of dough.
Yeah, they were trying to make deals. They were trying to make ransoms. They were trying to the point where America basically was like, screw it. It's not worth it anymore. We're going to just make the most overwhelming navy that we're going to destroy them. And they gave, actually the Americans gave any American vessel said, you have permission to shoot on sight anyone that is flying those colors. Mm-hmm. So I think Inyaki's talking about some of this. Dustin is referring to the Barbary Wars in the early 19th century, North African pirates, basically. Yeah, it was just crazy. I never knew that, though. That's actually how, for us in America, Hoth America, where that's where our Navy came from. That's why we built up the strongest Navy in the world, was because of...
Due to the pirates.
Due to the pirates.
Wow.
Yeah, due to pirates.
Way to go.
Crazy. Way to go, pirates.
They did good.
Yeah, they did bad, but
that was
good.
It helps to have a good Navy. I mean, the British Royal Navy was pretty good, but only until we showed up.
We coming from them.
Yeah,
this is full circle.
It is.
I'm so confused. Who are we?
We are them. Wait.
We're a melting pot of pirates.
Where's my treasure?
Give me my treasure. Arr.
I did just look it up on like all the platforms. The Goonies you can rent for $4.
What a deal.
On Amazon Prime.
Okay.
But it's not on Disney Plus. It's not on Netflix. It's not on Hulu.
Wow.
It's
pretty niche.
Yeah, it might be on YouTube, but Amazon Prime, $3.99. That's not bad.
No, it's not on like Netflix or anything. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Sloth, love.
Maybe it was at one point.
It might be on.
Rocky
there's
Road.
other ones I didn't check, but yeah. Anyway.
The song in Yaki to the shores of Tripoli. It's in the Navy song.
Yeah.
Nice call.
Nice call, man.
Wow.
He's got this.
Yeah. Bismo says history is so fun to learn.
It is.
I agree.
It's crazy.
I really like
amazing.
this.
If you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Did you know the coins used in America before we had our own mints were
Republic credits?
Old Republic credits.
older than
Dataries.
the British coins? Do you know where the coins came from?
Julius Caesar, Rome.
No, well, there were some of those too, but
Nailed
in
it.
the time between.
First try.
Shoot,
Where
he
did the
went too
coins
far.
come from? I don't know.
Great.
France?
They were Spanish coins.
That makes sense.
Pirate doubloons.
I knew that. That's why there's
reals is what they're called.
reals. That's why there's
Reals.
legit
I want 'em to be
Spanish coins in the
doubloons.
Spanish
South.
treasure. Yeah,
I
I
want-
learned that from metal detecting.
Can we call them doubloons? What are they called? Doubloons?
Doubloons.
Doubloons.
Some people call them balloons, but we just call them doubloons.
Doubloons. I love
It sounds confusing.
Okay, so
it
we're
is.
go back to the game.
I want point. This is number 8.
8. Yes. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
All right. Captain Salazar.
Oh shoot!
Ooh.
All right, I got it.
That was just my tummy. Ooh. Salazar.
All right,
That
ready?
sounds really familiar.
All right. And 3. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Fiction.
Wow. Okay. What's it from?
Salazar.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Whoa.
I think it's
more
from.
specific.
I think it's the first one.
No, it's from
Second or third one.
It's from the second one because it's the pirate, the Chinese
guy on the
is it
ship.
Chinese pirate guy?
I don't actually
Sounds
know.
Spanish to me. I'm guessing it's the second guy that was played by the one guy who's really creepy and.
Davy Jones?
No, was it Davy Jones?
No,
I don't know.
No, I think. No. Is that was 4? That was Pirates of the Caribbean 4. Salazar was the one who was the ghost pirate, right?
Yeah.
Well, he was played
Or is
by
that 5?
He was played by the one Hispanic actor who played in Star Wars. I think.
Javier Bardem.
Yeah,
right?
it was 4.
Was it
Well, he was-
Javier Bardem?
This says Iñaki the expert says it's from Pirates 5.
I thought it was 5.
Oh, is it 5? Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
it's 5.
I just googled the name. I didn't see the
I
number.
forgot there were 5.
But yeah.
Yeah, he
And
was
they're
the
working
ghost
on
pirate.
a 6th one, but
Okay.
that's controversial.
Yeah, it is.
But yes,
Really?
you're right. It is fiction, and you get half a point.
Yay!
Dan gets it. He got it.
I
out
said
first.
Pirates of the
Okay.
Caribbean.
I said
Yeah.
it after he said I didn't know, so Dan
Okay.
gets that half a
Yeah.
point.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take it to the bank.
Nice.
and cash it at my mint.
And you'll get to Spanish doubloon.
Yes, Spanish balloons.
Balloons. Here you go.
Aw.
You pop it and it makes a Spanish sound.
Yeah.
Chocolate poppers.
Oh.
Arriba. What?
Arr.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
Iñaki, the greatest pirate heist was Henry Avery's capture of the Mughal Empire ship.
Wow.
And some of the coins seized from that ship ended up in colonial America.
Yeah.
Dustin, go find them.
I want to. That's awesome. Man, Iñaki.
And
you
Avery
are-
inspired the game Uncharted 4.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
I like that name. Iñaki.
That is a good name.
That's a cool name.
That's a good name.
Henry Avery.
I'm going to have to do a little digging into that
Do a
one.
little digging.
And I don't like
That's
to
been
dig
the theme.
too deep tonight.
Tonight's episode is brought to you by digging.
Yes.
That has really been the through line.
It really has.
Wow. It
All
turns the theme for the tonight.
theme for
We should
tonight.
have somebody like write up a whole thing. No, but that's pretty funny actually.
All right.
that's
Score
hilarious.
check.
Yay! Score check. Is that a Spanish title? A pirate?
Sounds more like Russian or
Yeah.
European.
I have 9.5.
Nice.
I have 9.
Whoa. And we're on number 9.
Ooh, it was destiny.
Yeah.
'Twas destiny, my friend.
I dig it.
My pirate friend.
Bismo said, gotta head out. Thanks for the stream, guys. Happy New Year. Yeah.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Biz.
Bismo.
Yeah.
See you in
Take care.
2025, or if not sooner. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Oh, yeah. Just for everybody, before you guys go, we
Yes.
will be back next week, but we're going to be on Friday again. So we're going to be a week from today. We're going to be live again talking about Skeleton Crew episode 6. So we will not be live Wednesday of next week because that's New Year's Day. We will be live again on Friday. So I just wanted to let you guys know that 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a good time, just like tonight. It's fun on Friday. I feel like everybody's having a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
But next week, just similar to this week, there may be surprises in store.
There may be.
surprise guests or surprise things?
No, things.
Things. Ooh. I like things. Pirate treasure.
treasure.
Similar to surprises we did this week. is
Yes.
what
Yeah, agreed. Yes. You're absolutely right.
I
I
know.
don't remember what we did this week.
What happened?
It's fine.
That's so last year.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Wait,
We're still in this year.
Number
Dang it.
9.
All right,
Can't use
number
that
9.
joke yet.
Number
Yeah,
9.
exactly. All right, penultimate.
Penultimate.
Okay. Number 9, the Flying Dutchman.
Ah.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Fiction.
All right, name what it's from.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Is it specifically from SpongeBob?
I think
or was
it's
it
more
somewhere else.
No, it's a bunch of pirate.
I mean, we know it from the SpongeBob.
Oh,
it's
wow.
but it's kind of a. Well, the flying. No, it comes from multiple things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just
From a
SpongeBob.
book called
The Flying Dutchman.
The 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea, I think. I'm just making that up.
I don't
I was
know
trying to think
that,
of a
Andrew.
water book.
Wait for Iñaki. He'll let us know.
Yeah, they already have it in
Flying
the chat.
Dutchman equals Davy Jones. Okay.
Equals.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is that
of
where Davy
course.
Jones came from?
Oh, well,
Well, they
no.
just called Davy Jones the
Mocker.
Flying Dutchman.
Oh, yeah.
Right. They go hand in hand.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
I did
so, yeah,
not
you
know
guys
that.
get those points. Those
Wow.
points and a half.
Let's go. We didn't get any points.
What? You
You
said
gotta-
fiction.
Oh, yeah. We didn't get the half points.
Oh, yeah, you did because it's SpongeBob.
Oh, Dustin said SpongeBob.
Oh, yes. Doesn't get half. Okay. Sorry.
I got
Evil look,
nothing.
Dustin.
I
Wow.
failed horribly on
You
that
said
one.
you did say Pirates of the Caribbean later.
After I looked at the.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm trying to give you one.
Thank you. All right.
All right. Okay. This is.
Oh, okay. Iñaki says the vessel's name in Nautilus is Nautilus
yeah.
in 10,000 Leagues. It's not a ship. It's actually a submarine.
I was just trying to think of watery things.
Cackles like a pirate.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Do you want this one to be for double the points?
Yeah.
Number 10.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Because
Okay.
pirates
And if
like
you
to
miss
bet.
it, you lose 2 points.
Ooh. So +2 or -2. That's a pirate way.
I think you should wager anything up to the total that you
Oh,
have, just
okay.
like Jeopardy.
Let's
Oh
go
my
full
goodness.
Jeopardy.
No, I'm not going Jeopardy. That's too
Oh my
complicated. I don't have enough
goodness.
brain power.
I used that
you get
as a quote the other day. It was pretty good.
what?
Just Jeopardy.
Jeopardy?
Like, give me the points for 500.
Nice.
Answer for 500.
You must be very proud of
I
yourself.
was. Sorry. Random.
All right.
Okay,
No,
what are you
it's worth,
doing?
It's worth 2 points.
Okay, 2 points.
But
Is
if
it
you-
also negative?
It's
2
negative
points?
2 points if you miss it.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, the stakes be high, Captain.
Ooh, okay. Number 10,
Yep.
Captain Morgan.
Why do you keep typing? Are you?
I'm writing.
Are
I'm
you
typing
looking
my
something
answer.
up?
That's right, because
Oh,
Dustin, you
okay.
can't see
I'm typing
Dan.
my
I
answer.
can't. I'm
This
like,
is-
what is he look?
He's,
What
he's
is he?
not Googling.
Oh, okay. I see it.
Yeah, I think this is correct, but I don't know. This is actually really
Okay.
hard.
This
This is
is
a tough one. This is
oh,
making me nervous. I'm sweating in my
It's making me nervous.
my pirate
Captain
boots.
Morgan.
Yes, Captain Morgan.
Yeah, I think. Therefore, I am.
Samwise. Sam, I am. Would you eat it on a boat? All right.
All right, you ready? Locked
Mm-hmm.
in. 3, 2, 1.
Fiction.
We're probably wrong.
I
aren't
think
we?
we're wrong.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, there was a person named Daniel Morgan, and he was a real person, but I don't think he was a pirate. What?
Who was Daniel Morgan then?
Wasn't there? Wasn't there?
I don't know.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
That's your
He
fact.
was
sure
in the
history.
Revolutionary War. Yeah, he was a
Oh.
like a commander or whatever in the Revolutionary War.
Okay.
Pretty
I'm
sure.
gonna, we got to check
I thought
that
you were
out,
just
Dan.
throwing out random.
I know.
Like, I'm
Oh.
sure someone at some point was
No,
named
but I don't
Daniel
think
Morgan.
he was a pirate.
Yes, you're
Oh.
right. Revolutionary War.
Okay. Okay.
I remember the name, but I didn't think he was a pirate, so I said fiction.
Captain
Yeah.
Morgan, isn't that
A rum.
Rum?
Mm-hmm.
That's not actually a real
But
pirate.
is it
though.
based on a real pirate?
Is it
Okay.
though?
That's
You
the
want the
question. Yes, we
answer?
want the answer.
Yeah, because Inyaki's got the facts. Because
Okay.
it's a fact.
Oh,
Man, I knew it.
Yeah, Sir Henry
Dang
Morgan,
it.
born 1635 in Wales, later rum brand named after him in 1944.
we fell for the pirate booby trap.
Despite the fact that he was a pirate, he was served still as the lieutenant governor.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I do
Amazing.
remember that. Dang it, I should have
should've
remembered
known.
that.
Oh,
Dang
Should've
it.
known.
wow. So we both lose 2 points.
Yeah.
This was
We
our
both
one
were-
chance.
That was our one chance.
Well, that was
So,
a tough.
With that, the Gonkers win.
What?
Oh
Are you
my
serious?
goodness, they did. Nice job, Gonkers.
Good job, Gonkers. You guys always win.
They do, and that was totally fair. No one skewed it.
Ned and Yaki.
Not
Well
that I've
done.
done that in the past.
And Yaki was on their side. I just want to say.
That's
and
true.
Yeah,
He was
they
the
had
He
ace.
seemed to know everything about
I
pirates.
know.
They had
I
the
loved
pirate
it.
That was
expert.
awesome, though.
That was
Great
really
job,
cool.
and
Thanks
Yaki.
for jumping in.
And
Yaki,
everybody. Yeah, who had fun with that. Thanks for having fun with us. So, what was the final scores then? I mean, we lost. Doesn't matter.
I think. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I ended up with 9 because I had 11,
Oh, wow.
and then no. I think I had 9 because I had 9 going into 9.
Yeah.
No, I had 10. 2, 3,
I had 11, so I ended up with 9.
8. No, I had 9 points.
So you tied? Oh, that's crazy. Okay.
At the end, you had 9.
No, to subtract 2, so I had 7.
Wait, how
no,
did?
but you
no.
got you both got the Flying Dutchman. Oh, yeah. So you would have gotten
No,
up
I
to
had
10.
7. I had 7.
Oh, okay.
Well, because I had 2 extra points, and I got all of them right. So I had 12. No.
No,
Yeah.
you missed one.
No, I didn't. I don't think I did.
Oh.
I don't think I did.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Oh
7,
no, you didn't.
8, 9. I missed the last one.
Yeah.
So I had 9, but I also
Yeah.
got 2 halves. So that got me to 11.
Yeah.
Minus 2, so 9. Yeah, I had 9.
And I had 7. Yes, that's right. Because I missed
Wow.
2. I missed 2, and then you got the extra half.
But the Gonkers got it all.
Big
Nice
Gonkers.
job, Gonkers. Now we must walk the planks,
I
as
love it.
KG. Shoot.
Dang it. Not
Aw,
again.
Well, good
Tamerkins
try,
had
Sonia.
9. Good job.
That's
Good
amazing.
job. Man, you guys.
I've got bonus pirates. I mean, the librarian pulled out all the
Oh,
facts.
really?
Do you want to
Wow.
rapid fire through these?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
just
bonus-
rapid
Just
fire. 'Cause
rapid fire.
we do need to wrap it up after
Yeah,
this
I know,
rapid firing.
It is a Friday night, but
It is a
still,
Friday night.
yeah.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. Rapid fire. Gorian Shard.
Fiction,
Fiction.
Mandalorian,
Yes, exactly.
season 2.
Yep.
Captain
Or
Heck
season 3? No, 2.
3. Season 3.
3.
Episode 5.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Captain Hector Barbosa.
Fiction.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Curse of the
Yeah.
Black Pearl.
Nice. Wow. A bunch of them, actually.
Yeah, he's done all of them. That's the first appearance.
Yeah. All right. Captain Francis Drake.
Fact.
Fact for sure.
Yep.
You guys should know that one.
First one to circumnavigate the world, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well,
Aye, Captain.
The gentle pirate.
The gentle pirate.
Aye,
Aye.
oxymoron. Merkin said my favorite fictional pirate to Barbossa or Gorian Shard.
What else?
Probably Barbossa.
Yeah, probably.
Barbossa's pretty good.
He is fantastic.
And the
as a
guy that
pirate.
plays him is pretty
Oh my goodness,
phenomenal.
he is amazing.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Rush.
Yes.
Jeffrey Rush.
With a G.
What are you
With
doing?
a G.
What are you doing? No, what are you doing? No, what are you doing? That was one of the best lines of the whole thing.
Okay, next.
Belay that.
Captain Tack Renaud.
Tack Renaud.
Fiction.
Fiction.
Yeah, good job. Anne Bonny.
And Bonnie was real. We know
Yeah,
that
fact.
now.
Nice,
Fact.
I know. And
Now
Iñaki,
because of
thank goodness
Iñaki.
we didn't have these in the
He
real
hooked us
quiz.
up with the fact.
Yeah, for
Fact.
sure. All right, Long John Silver.
Long John Silver.
Ooh, that's fiction.
Yeah, it was from the book
Yeah,
Treasure Island.
Yeah, you
Okay.
got it. Number 7.
Wow.
Also, isn't there like a
bonus.
chain restaurant?
It is a restaurant. Yeah, seafood restaurant.
Now I'm hungry.
Yeah. Okay, so bonus number 7, Captain Hook
Fiction.
from
Hook.
Peter
Or
Pan.
Peter Pan, yeah.
Originally Peter Pan, which was a book too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so, yeah.
Peter,
Peter.
Aw. What
you're
about
doing it, Peter. You're doing it.
That's good. Who did the music for that one?
John Williams.
Yep. He knows how to do
Johnny
pirate
Dubs. That's what we call him. We call him Johnny Dubs from now on.
oh my
He's
goodness.
always getting those dubs.
All right. Number 8, Davy Jones.
things. Obviously real then, right?
Yeah. Well, no fiction. No, Davy Jones was made up.
He's completely made up. There was a Davy. There wasn't there a. There was a John Paul Jones. Okay, maybe they called him Davy for short.
Good stretch.
Well, I mean, it's in pirate lore.
No, it's fiction.
Okay.
Disney made it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Davy Jones was a musician.
Oh, okay.
He was the guy that did.
Why are these pirates
He was a
saying my name?
He was a famous singer. He wrote a bunch of songs. The Monkees. Yeah, he was the lead singer for the Monkees.
Oh, that makes sense.
Co-star of the series The Monkees. Never mind. I don't think he.
Oh, damn.
No, he was best known as a member of the band The Monkees and a co-star on the TV series The Monkees.
Okay.
What is happening?
And who carries monkeys with them everywhere they go?
Davy Jones.
Pirates named Davy Jones.
That's true. Maybe he was inspired.
He
Davy
probably
Jones
was.
inspired.
Maybe
by-
that was just a stage name.
Could be.
His real name was like Bob Smith.
Smith.
Okay.
They're all named Smith.
All right.
right.
Penultimate bonus.
All right.
Schmitty Warberman Jensen.
Captain Edward England.
I'm going to
I'm
go
gonna say fact.
Yeah, it was fact. Born Edward Seagar in 1685, Ireland. An Irish pirate.
But they named him England.
Well, that's his pirate name.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So that they wouldn't know he's from Ireland
Yeah.
until he starts talking. He's like, "I thought you were from England."
Yeah.
Rightio.
Yeah. Look at the Irish. What are you
Look at
talking
the
about?
Irish over you there, laddie.
Iñaki said Barbossa's name was inspired by Hayreddin Barbarossa. He was an Ottoman pirate
Oh.
corsair.
Oh, that's
Let's
cool.
go.
That is really cool.
That is really cool. Fact. I know he's answering the thing, but
Yeah.
after his comment, fact.
Fact. Like mic drop.
Yeah, mic drop.
If Iñaki says fact, it is a fact.
It is a fact,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
We have found the true pirate connoisseur of our
Exactly.
generation, and it is Iñaki
I love that.
Gregorio.
So
Brilliant.
cool. Yeah.
Iñaki,
for
do
sure.
you come from a line of pirates? And now I need to know. I feel
Now
like
we-
maybe
He just says fact.
We do.
We do,
We sort of
actually.
do.
We kinda
actually.
do.
Yeah, we
Our
kind of sort of. We
heritage.
are. We are pirates. What?
Okay, last one.
what?
Okay, you better get this.
Okay.
This one's pretty tough. Hondo Onaka.
Shoot, I was gonna say fact.
I want it to be fact.
Yeah, it's a fact because he was in the story the night before
true.
Gonkmas.
It was in the story in the night
Yeah,
before
that's true.
Gonkmas.
That is
So
true.
it's in a story. It's on the internet. It must be true.
It's now, what do you call it? When
Lore,
it's-
legend,
no,
lore.
yeah, it's like locked in. It's part of the story.
Canon. It's
Canon.
canon.
thank you.
Canon,
It is
Which
stay on
is
target
kind
canon.
of a pirate
which is a total pirate
term.
term.
That is total
So
pirate
therefore
term.
it
He
is
canon
fiction.
now.
No, my heart says fact. My
Okay.
head says fiction.
It's fiction.
Okay, what does Iñaki say?
What is Iñaki? Iñaki, let us know where they got the history on that one.
Gets the final say.
Yaki says, I love reading about world history, including famous pirates.
Oh, it's amazing.
So, now every time we read Inyaki's comments, we have to say it in a pirate voice.
All right, that's on you, pirate.
I love reading about world history, including famous pirates. Ha ha!
I love it. Awesome.
Fact.
Good game. Thanks, librarian.
Yes, thank you so much, librarian. That was an
Thank
awesome
you. That was a lot
game.
of fun. That was
Super
perfect.
Fun.
Yeah.
We're learning history. It ties into the skeleton crew. We're having fun.
I like how you keep going up.
We've learned a lot about Inyaki.
I know.
If there were
Also-
a dog here, he would be turning his ear.
Also, quick side note. Be careful around Inyaki.
Yes.
Just joking. Just
Look
joking.
out
I'm joking.
for-
If you go
Any
to
swords.
a trivia competition and the topic is pirates,
Yeah.
join his team.
Join,
Yeah.
join Inyaki's team.
Or phone a friend if you're at one.
Yeah.
Phone and Yaki.
Phone and
Exactly.
We need
Phone
Inyaki.
and Yaki.
That's awesome.
Aye.
Who knew? Who knew tonight would be Inyaki's night?
This is Inyaki's night. I'm
Pirate
glad Inyaki
Inyaki's night.
tuned in.
I love it.
Pirate and Yaki.
All right. Well, what a great way to end this stream with all of you lovely pirate people out there. We've learned a lot. We've laughed. We've loved. We've had fun. We've shot pirates.
Wow.
Some of those things are true. But you know what we have to do? We have to ring in the new year because this is the last live stream of 2024, baby. And from all of us here on Stay on Target, thank you guys so much for giving us an absolutely incredible year in Stay on Target. We wouldn't be here without you guys. We've had so much fun through the ups and downs of Star Wars, and I'm glad we're on the way up right now with Skeleton Crew. We're having fun again. There's been some good stuff. There's been some really bad stuff, but you know what? Through it all, we've had fun together along the way, and I think that's what rings true for Star Wars and Star Wars fans, and how we can have a good time. So thank you guys so much for an incredible year. We look forward to 2025, new adventures with you guys, maybe pirate adventures. You never know. And yeah, that's end of speech.
End of speech.
But yeah, you guys got the cool.
And Yaki, awesome to join your last live stream 2024 Soundtrack. Have a happy new year, everyone.
Yeah, you too.
Without a
and
doubt,
Yaki.
we are looking at 2025 through green-colored lenses here.
We both got green. That's
We
hilarious.
see
That
money.
is funny.
Only money.
No, we got these from the fact checker. Who?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Skylark.
Oh, sorry.
Skylark.
She tapped into your mint though.
That's right. Use the money mint.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to
I
be
share.
a good year. And how do you ring in the new year? Well, we're going to be watching.
With rum.
We're going to be watching Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
I
We will
mean,
be
that's
out.
for sure.
That'll be
Tuesday
next
night
year.
we'll be watching.
Oh, wait, no, that'll be the last.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
It'll be the last Star Wars episode of the year, and hopefully it's a good one.
It'll be
And
good.
then
I'm looking forward to it.
2025, we got all kinds of fun stuff coming for Stay on Target in 2025.
We do. We have lots of stuff. Yeah.
And I think you're going to have a lot of fun, and
Aye, Captain.
I think you're going to have a good year. What do you think, Dustin?
I completely agree. What about you, fact checker?
Oh yeah. I'm excited for it, but it's definitely been a fun year full of live streams and videos and just hanging out with the awesome gonkers.
Yeah,
Got to do more in 2025 for sure.
we definitely have to do more in 2025.
What's the catchphrase for 2025? Does anybody have a catchphrase?
Did we have a catchphrase for 2024?
No.
Oh, okay. What's the catchphrase for 2025?
Yeah, Dan.
I don't know. Staying alive.
Riding
in
high in 2025. Oh, staying alive. That's better.
High five in 2025.
No, you can't do 5 with
Oh,
5.
you can't rhyme 5 with 5.
I said riding high in
Let's take
2025.
a drive in 2025. I don't know.
Something Star Wars related, maybe?
That's
Probably
us
like
leading.
thrive in 2025.
Thrawn.
We're gonna Thrawn in 2025.
That doesn't
What about
rhyme.
Andor?
Andor 2 in 2025.
Let's get up while we're behind.
A New Hope says Skylark. A New Hope. That's right.
We'll keep working
Yeah.
on this.
To new beginnings.
We'll check back next year.
Yeah, but this time next year we'll have the line
We
for
will have the
2025.
line.
Maybe we will. Maybe we can't. We don't know it yet because we're not in 2025.
There we go.
2024 will have been
synced.
so long ago.
Exactly. It'll be so last year. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Cheers to all of you
Yeah.
in 2025, you gonkers and all of our friends and everybody. We pray you guys have a fantastic New Year's Eve and New Year's, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, guys. Well,
Clink.
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 From all of us pirates here, don't forget to always stay on target, baby. We'll see you next time. See you. Just keep digging. Just keep digging. Just keep digging.
Just keep digging.
Don't forget to dig them holes in 2025. We'll see you next year. Yeah. Aye. Good night.